To-do list? Yeah, so we have 2 more left. So we're gonna do, we're saving her till last. Let's do Judith. Sounds, yeah. Van decided to pay a visit to the bookstore in Tyrell District and browse through their section on films. Damn, this publisher works fast. Already got something out about the Tharbad Film Festival. Let's see what they say about it. Yep, they were definitely there and watching the entrance. Check it out. Another special on Nina Fenley. That chick's on a roll lately. I mean, why wouldn't she be? She stole Judith Lanster's crown as Best Actress at the festival. She's gotta be the hottest actress in Zemiria right now. Guess it's now Nina's time to be in the spotlight. Not that I'll stop liking Judith or anything, of course. But you know what I mean. Can't stay long. I wanted to let you know I posted an update about my mom in Discord. Lucian, thank you. I will check it out and read it here shortly. I hope you're doing okay. Hell yeah, man. No one's keeping the action sexy like her. Riri, what's up? Hey, is that who I think it is? Yes. Yes, it is. That's a disguise right there. What is it with trails, disguises, and just being sunglasses? It's like, yes, no one's going to notice me if I put these lovely shades on. Yes. True, yeah, her hair's a little different too, yeah. Okay. No time to waste. Time to watch another... You're watching the same movie again? It's gotta be the 3rd time now. Huh? What the heck? What are you doing here? What am I doing here? What are you doing coming to this theater and watching your own movie over and over again? Don't you think that's kind of... Shush! Don't you say another word. This isn't a good place to talk. Follow me. Phew, alright. The coast is clear. Are you out of your mind? Do you know what would have happened if people in that theater knew I was there? It'd be chaos. Hey, you're the one who blared your horn. I was trying to keep my voice down so only you could hear me. If people were gonna notice you, it wouldn't have been because of me. Well, you still... Anyway, you didn't answer my question. Why all the repeat viewings of your own movies? You that much of a narcissist? Who said I was a narcissist? It's nothing like that. Look, I get it. We all go through that phase at points in our lives. It's perfectly normal for you to get a kick out of how hot you look in the mirror when you're going through puberty. Thought you were a little old for that though. I'm telling you, you've got it all wrong. And what do you mean old? I'm younger than you. I'll take your word for it then. So what is it you're doing? Some kind of weird hobby? It's not a hobby. I didn't come here to watch the movie. I came here to watch the audience. The audience? Like what? to bask in their adoration as they watch you strut your stuff? Well, damn girl. You're an even bigger narcissist than I thought. Gotta hand it to you. It takes a special kind of person to go to that much trouble to have their ego massaged props. Now you're just trying to piss me off, aren't you? You figured it out already? And here I was hoping I'd get a couple more cells out of that. You could at least pretend to be a little sorry. Ugh, I swear, talking to you is bad for my mental health. Okay, real talk. I'm guessing you're here to gauge the audience's reaction to your work. Yeah, more or less. Although I'm mostly looking for some specific things. When I come on the screen, I pay attention to how the people around me are reacting. Where they laugh, where they cry, where they're let down, stuff like that. It gives me a good barometer of how well my acting is landing with people, so I can see where I maybe need to improve going forward. You don't say. I didn't realize you did so much homework between shoots. I don't do it just to study their reactions either. I also do it to put things into perspective for myself. I guess you'd put it. Not sure I follow. When I'm filming something, obviously I'd like to think that the final product's going to come out just like the director and I intended. But audiences don't always see what we see in the same way. They might hate something you felt confident about, or they'll love something you didn't even put all that much work into. Some people might chalk it up to just differences in tastes or perspectives, but that feels like such a waste when there's so much you can learn. Unlike what you might think, we don't make movies just to satisfy ourselves. We want audiences to be moved, maybe even be inspired by them. You can't improve your craft as an actor unless you take the time to sit down and figure out where you and your audience don't see eye to eye. At least, that's what I sincerely feel. You put more thought into your work than I expected. I always figured you were just riding the wave of your success all the way to the bank. Adios. You sound just like my mom and Grammy. What on Zamiria makes you think I'm anything like that? I was trying to give you a compliment, I swear. Interesting to know your family gives you that same sort of grief, though. Pretend you didn't hear that. Also, I'm impressed you can discern people's faces so much inside a dark movie theater. Is that one of the perks from your side hustle? It gives you cat vision at night? No, it's not because of that. I mean, I have no idea what you're talking about. Who does this woman think she's fooling? Is this sort of field research something you've always done since becoming an actress? I used to do it a lot back in the day, but the last 2 or 3 years, not so much. These days, as soon as I wrap up one film, it's immediately on to the next shoot. Between that and my other occupation, I hardly have time for it now. But you had some free time for once and decided to just do it for old time's sake? I had it. More like I had to make it for myself. I had to turn down every offer for shooting and interviews in order to make this happen. No kidding. That determined, huh? It's not just that I missed it and wanted to do it. The festival made me realize I need to start stepping up my game. Because you had the award for Best Actress taken away from under your nose. Pretty much. Nina has an incredible talent for an actress her age. I knew she might catch up to me sooner or later, but I didn't remotely expect it to happen this soon. I get how that might be a shock to you, but it's just one film festival? Do you really need to be so hung up on the results? Her winning the award doesn't take away from the caliber of your own acting. Golden Blood and Wolf's Requiem are both huge, incredibly entertaining films. Most reviews had them neck and neck when it came to the quality of their acting and their sheer level of polish. I appreciate the pep talk, but I don't want to give myself excuses for what happened. At the end of the day, I lost out. Those are the facts, plain and simple. Jim, thank you for the 22-month resub. Hey there, second best cat girl in Trails. She's horrible for hiding that. Zyfreak, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. If you don't know who I am Jeff, and we are also playing Trails Through Daybreak for the first time. How was your stream, Zyfreak? Well, welcome in, everybody. Give me 1 minute, folks. I feel like the end is pretty close now. You know what they say about Trails games, right? When you say that. 20 hours later. If I don't always knock audiences and judges off their feet with my acting, then I'm not doing the absolute best I can. Spoken like a true actress who's earned her spot as queen of the industry. When I first got to see the real her, I thought I'd regret ever being a fan, but maybe I don't have anything to worry about after all. You got something else you want to say to me? Anyway, not to get off topic, but how did you see me through my disguise in the theater? I know it wasn't the most elaborate thing in the world, but I was pretty confident I wouldn't get caught. I probably only noticed because I heard a couple of guys talking about you right before I saw you. If I hadn't, I doubt I'd have given you the time of day. Really? What were they discussing? Nothing big, just how things went for you at the film festival. From the way they were talking, those awards, or lack of, I guess, don't seem to have done anything to diminish your fan base. I know I still count myself as part of it. Oh, good to know. Well, don't you worry. Next time a film festival comes rolling around, I'll be standing at the top of that winner's podium where I belong. Until then, I'm going back to basics and honing my acting, so it's that much better. You'll see. Good luck with that. I'll be watching. Afterwards, Van escorted Judith to the subway on her way back home. From there, he resumed his patrol around town.
Maybe you're not so bad after all.
Genuinely talented phantom thief. The end is never the end is never the end. No, it's the game that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. One day we started playing it, not knowing what it was. A kitty's request. I was saving this for last. It's good to see you, Spriggan. Thanks for coming by. No problem. Didn't expect to get a request from you of all people, though. What gives? Why don't you want Agnes to know? Oh, I just don't want her to worry for no good reason, that's all. Sure, that's all. What's the real reason? Because it'll be more fun to take care of it if it's just the two of us. Fun, huh? You always have an interesting definition of that. Don't get me wrong, I really don't want to concern Agnes with this either. I'll take your word for it. You said you guys are having some kind of problem in the neighborhood around Aramis? Right. In short, we seem to be having some people who are trying to spy on our students as of late. Not something you really want to hear. Have you talked to the police or guild about it? No. Not yet. My source for this information isn't the kind I'd rather share with the police in particular. I'm sure you understand. Fair enough. I won't stick my nose where it isn't wanted either then. If we're talking about kids being spied on here, then conventional wisdom would suggest these people are scoping them out to kidnap them later. Wouldn't be all that surprising considering how many kids there come from money. Even so, with the sort of security that campus has got, they've got their work cut out for them. They do, but the signs are there nevertheless. Plus, these people don't have to strike on campus to cause trouble. Once the students leave campus, they're out of our security guard's orbit. Right. Which is exactly what they'll be doing sooner rather than later. I see where this is going. Exactly. Our big trip is coming up, puts me in a real bind. With the students operating on their own outside of campus, it'll be impossible for me to be in all places at once to keep an eye on things. Which is why I'd prefer if we can get all of this straightened out before we leave so I can put this idiot's machinations to bed once and for all. Sounds like there's more to this than meets the eye. But even without me knowing, I understand where you're coming from. Not something we should put on the back burner, that's for sure. So does that mean you'll help me? I've come this far, so might as well. Plus, I'm curious what would make it so fun, as you put it. Guessing you have some sort of reason you want me to help you specifically? I do. I have a good hunch as to who might be behind this. He's the kind of person who'd be best to handle with your help. Of course, I want to make it worth your time too, so I've arranged a special award for you in addition to your usual commission. There's a famous ice cream maker in Liberl who put out a brand new gelato flavor. A flavor that I just so happened to have flown to me all the way from Gransel. You interested? Oh, interested? That flavor's the hottest topic right now in the Sweet magazine I read. I thought they had orders for that stuff backed up all the way to next year. What can I say? If I want your services, I've got to make sure I come prepared. It's the least I can do. You know me too well, kitty. If that's on the line, you can be damn sure I'll earn my keep. Let's get to work. The way to a man's stomach. Or, the way to a man's heart. Through his stomach. Also, a way to a man's stomach. Also, through his stomach. Why wouldn't we help our angel? Exactly. What's up, Moss? Van and Ren started looking into any suspicious information they found relating to Aramis. With Ren having already identified a few leads of her own, the investigation proceeded smoothly. Soon they found out what group, and who, was behind everything. Okay, now that the plan is settled, all that's left is to take action during their school trip. Remember that we are only helping you because our boss trusts your plan to work. This better go off without a hitch. Of course it will. Just follow the plan, and soon we'll be rolling in ransom dough. Am I not part of the Dolar family? It's my responsibility to see things through. And that's not all. If students continue getting kidnapped, the student council president will have to involve herself soon enough. The situation will soon demolish her reputation. And as she lay in shambles, we can lure her in with the kidnapped students. I will finally be able to exact revenge on that accursed Ren Bright. I'm certain my father will be most pleased when he hears about this. Oh, this is the guy. Oh, is this the guy from the Daydream? It is. My Ronald, you're a devoted man, aren't you? I'm most amazed you still remember me after all this time. I ain't so sure that a daddy's boy like him is the kind of fan club you'd want to have after you. What in the world are you doing here? I had my suspicions that you would be the one pulling the strings here, Ronald Griffith. Oh, huh. That jogs my memory a little. I've indirectly dealt with this brat before. This your former classmate, yeah? The one that had a bone to pick with you and ended up getting expelled after trying to mess with you? The very same. You were most helpful digging up information on his father at the time, even if it was through our mutual reporter acquaintance. I must extend my thanks again for assisting me then. You two have no idea what hell you put me through after you ruined my father's career. No, I don't. And I couldn't care less either. You two were just asking for it. So let me recapitulate here. Your grand plan was to engineer a series of kidnappings to, as you put it, enact your revenge on me. What a tedious and oblique way of going about things you have. Give him some credit. His brain might not be turning on right after what you did to him. Probably scared him shitless of a face-to-face confrontation. You strike a good point there. Don't make fun of me. Me joining the Dolar family was also I could make you pay. We're a mafia with roots dating back to the very history of the Republic. We are not to be messed with. So don't you dare underestimate me. Man, there's a name I haven't heard in a while. I would say the Dolar family figures at about the third largest mafia in the Republic. They vied for the second spot years ago, just behind Heiue, but then they held an immense amount of power. However, Almada's recent moves have managed to displace them from their zone of influence, and they haven't been as active as a result. Shut up. I don't want to hear Almada's name anywhere in relation to us. Oh my. Is Almada yet another sore spot for you? My apologies. That was so inconsiderate of me. You bitches are really asking for it now. I might have to fast-track things now. But you falling straight into my hands must be a blessing from Adios herself. Thank you for saving me the trouble. To show my gratitude, I'll give you a demonstration of the true darkness this world is capable of. What's so damn funny? Pardon me, Ronald. So I couldn't quite help myself. Such a cute declaration to make towards me of all people. You're out of your depth. Shall we, Spriggan? Fine, but I ain't doing all the work here. You needn't worry. I've a message I need them to hear loud and clear. You don't ever try to harm my students. You don't scare me. It won't take me 10 minutes with you until every bone in your body is crying in pain. Oh, come on! I would have loved to have a fight sequence with Ren there. Ah, game, you deprived me! You deprived me! You've got to be shitting me. We're real mafia. Those gangsters from last year were nothing compared to us. So how? We didn't even get a scratch in. You were right about one thing. It did indeed take less than 10 minutes. Now that I think about it, I remember one of our grunts talking about getting their shit kicked in by a student before. Shit. I think this is that Arc Ride dude that's been making waves all over. Wait. The one that's messing with Almada? The hell is he doing here? This ain't no joke. We got no chance against him. Run, everyone. It wouldn't have qualified for a real fight, but it was a tease to...
Good day and goodbye.
It was such a tease. I would have wanted at least a little fight with Ren involved. Kamen Rider, thank you for the 123 bits. She never even took out her scythe, just used her Zypha. What's up, Gamria? I guess she got to take a serious fight in order for it to go. I guess. And it wouldn't be Ren if it wasn't a tease. Yeah, that's true. Gonna guess they were pretty low on the family's pecking order, but I still expected them to put up a better fight. Oh, wait. Please. What was it, Ronald, that you said before? Oh, I know. Something about demonstrating the true darkness this world is capable of. The sheer audacity to even dare utter that. You, who's never had the courage to truly gaze at the abyss and have it stare back at you. Maybe it's about time I show you the true despair of that darkness. Oh dear, we've reached the same outcome as before. I expected all the bravado to take him further this time. At least we managed to clean up last time's leftovers, so things should be spick and span from here on. That we have. I must thank you again for your help. That's one more time to add to the tally. You probably didn't even need me here, let's be honest. You've come a long way from the kitty I first met. Good work today, Ren. Likewise. Having completed their objective, Van accompanied Ren back to the surface for his promised gelato. The two took a short break together, Van enjoying his reward alongside a black tea of Ren's recommendation before parting ways.
That wasn't a bad way to kill time.
It wasn't a bad way. I just needed that little bit of I wanted it. I didn't get it. Yeah, it was that I'm gonna beat you up with just my smartphone.
Welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
Need something fixed?
Yeah, that's true. At least we got to make some dipshit pass out in front of her. That's
Come
true.
again, if you want.
That's true. The DLC has Ren Hollow Core so she can boss you around and... Really? Really? I may have to turn the Hollow Core on. Just for that.
Something already. Be seeing you.
What'll it be, hun?
It'll just be one of those things like, Ren, boss me around, please.
See you again.
Quit dawdling and fun. Come back soon.
Over the next few days. Clear skies are expected today
Has a spoiler core and a Judith in one of her movie roles. Okay.
Thanks for the update. Now let's get back to the music.
Very well.
I agreed to meet up with the immovable once my other work was done. Should I head over there now? Yes. If it wasn't for the spoiler name and the voice DLC, I'd say go for it. Always next play. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's always gonna be a next playthrough. That might be my PS5 playthrough. Afterward, they went to Station Street to pick up some odds and ends. Then, when it came time to return to the office, it's a little early, but I think we should call it a day. You can head back to the office, Agnes. Feel free to go straight to the dorms if you want. Really? Is it about your call with the big guy earlier? Nah, it's nothing that important. Oh, and your trial period's over, Reset. I don't know how long you were planning on hanging around, but we're happy to have you. Thank you. I'll bring the supplies we purchased back to our base. Appreciate it. Anyway, don't stay out too late now, guys. Oh. Something about this rubs me the wrong way. What do you say we tail him? Oh, we shouldn't invade his privacy. You're not fooling anyone. We both know you want to find out what's up. I mean, yes, but... Reset, aren't you against prying into Van's business too? On the contrary, I'm in full support. I've been fiercely curious about his destination. Furthermore, it seems he was going there for the sake of his acquaintance rather than for personal business. But in truth, I was recommended to start spending more time as I please, so I intend to do just that. What? Nice save, maid. We could use some help, though. Let's give the pipsqueak a call. Yeah, she never wasted any time. She's like, nope, I'm gonna find out where he's going. Will you be coming along, Miss Claudel? Fine. I don't want to be the only one left out. I really thought you were more mature than this. I apologize for my imperfect nature. I am still only 20, after all. Who do they think he's fooling? He knows that they're following him. He's gonna wrap up around them now, isn't he? Man, a big ass bracer like you can't just stand around here and not expect to get stares. Hey there. I feel like he should be like the hello there from Obi-Wan, like Obi-Wan does. You know? Hello there. Sorry for calling you on such short notice. How'd you manage to convince the others to let you go? Don't worry about it. I lost them anyways. But think you can give me more of a heads up next time? Those kids will poke their nose into anything once they catch a whiff. Sure thing. Next time. So, what do you even want from me? If you just wanted someone to help you blend in, wouldn't Elaine or Clausel have done the job just fine? They're tough enough to serve as backup, but they'd probably make me stand out more than you think. Besides, I think you're a better fit with who we're about to meet. Oh, come on. Hey, I'll buy you a drink for the trouble. Anyway, let's get going. Jin, the friendly giant. I was gonna say, we're in the dark district of the town, aren't we? Well, here we are. Place the city's very worst call home. Sector 7. For how long it's been around, it's kind of crazy how much more lively it's gotten in the past few years. No kidding. You won't find it on any map, yet people are still somehow finding their way down here. What criminal wouldn't be tempted by a literal lawless zone where they can let all the steam they damn well please? We have an ad going, so we're gonna wait until this is over with. Pretty sure Rosette is probably on track. Yeah, you know, it is a JRPG after all. Jin does stick out no matter what. He's a beast. Even after all this time in Daybreak, it's still odd calling him Jin when I want to pronounce it Zin. I want to pronounce it Zin, but I know pronunciations are, yeah. Exactly, like Sal being Sal. I don't know what. I think I called him Chow at one point. Skies dubbed to call them Jin. I mean, what would happen if they called him Zane? They kept him as Zane. Would he be called Jane? You know? The Diary of Jane. In your dialect, we call him Win. Interesting. Japanese dub also uses the French pronunciation of Agnes. Interesting. My phone's still not charged. We won't be doing a long stream tonight, only because I have to feed the cats. Tomorrow, however, we're probably going to start early and end normal time. We'll start probably around 4. So when I get home from feeding the cats, we'll start and we'll go till probably end time. So I have literally 0 things to do. Cats can feed themselves, that's why you get cats. So my sister's 2 cats have to be fed soft food 3 times a day. So I have to go feed them in the morning, at supper time, and then the evening. So when I finish stream tonight, I actually have to go and feed them. And then tomorrow morning, I gotta go in and feed them again. Then tomorrow around supper time, I feed them, and then tomorrow before I go to bed. It's just the routine that they got them into. All right, we back. Well, what criminal wouldn't be tempted by a literal lawless zone where they can let off all the steam they damn well please? Might be a bit much for your little ones to handle right now, though. Yeah, hate to do it, but I gotta introduce them to it eventually. Can't stay ignorant of its existence forever when you're in this line of work. True enough. So my impression of you being a mother hen looking after her chicks wasn't so far off at all after all, huh? Oh, can it? So where are we going? Well, let's peek in at a nearby bar for starters. Watch your back. All right. I know.
Mind if I split? I've got a bad feeling about this.
You got a bad feeling about this.
Come on, man. Where's your adventurous spirit?
I left it at home. The area is sealed off by an enormous barrier. Where is Barrier Bannings when we need him?
I'll beat your ass.
Let's have some fun.
I thought we were going to be able to use him for a minute.
Activating skill. Add some more.
You'll pay for that.
Ha! No need to go easy on it.
Aerial Buster.
Better be ready.
Activating skill.
Sucker.
Too easy.
Sucker. Bring it on.
I want to see Wazzy in this now.
All right. You're crushed.
No need to be scared.
I'll dice you up.
Here goes.
They're down.
No use.
Come on.
Better be ready.
Activating skill.
This ends here.
Pull strike. Boost gauge limit removed.
Son of a kidding me.
Excuse me? Scusi? And that's how it's done. Almost feel sorry for the bastards in hindsight. Almost. You can tell Heiue has Chinese inspiration, so Sao name should have Chinese pronunciation, but they use a Japanese pronunciation. In Chinese, Sao is pronounced like cow. Ah, okay. So I did get it correctly way back when. Left our adventurous spirits in the fridge next to the dessert. Exactly. Where do you get the numbers underneath your characters in the turn order? Oh, it's part of the PC for it? Interesting. Some pronunciations in the game I don't agree with if you know the origins of how it should be pronounced. Yeah, that would irritate me as well if I do it. Because if it's something that, like, I pronounce stuff, I'm horrible for pronouncing some names and some words, but deep down I'm like, I agitate myself because I don't like mispronouncing stuff, even though I do. You can understand that? Yeah, so I don't have my PS5 copy of this game. The only thing I got shipped to me when I ordered my limited edition was the plushies. So I ended up having to buy the Steam version of the game. Gotta be pretty wet behind the ears to pick a fight with the immovable and not know what they're getting into. Goes to show why the Taito school's still got its rep. It's lost some of the luster from back in the day, alas. The central dojo closed down 10 years ago after Master Ryuga passed. Now it hangs on by a thread, split between several disparate dojos. Speaking of those, got something on your mind? I remember you like to go visit those rinky-dink dojos every now and then to train with the disciples. Why not take up the mantle and revive the Taito school outright? You ever think of doing that? Can't imagine anyone would have a problem with you taking the reins. I'd love to see that as much as anyone, believe me. But I don't think I'm cut out to lead the whole school like that. And I can't just shirk my duty as a bracer to chase some pipe dream of mine. Maybe once I'm retired, I'll give it some thought. True, Gil probably can't afford to lose somebody as high up as you. Given everything going on right now. Yeah. You flatter me. I can't take all the credit though. You really held your own in that fight back there. You've got a lot of oddball moves in your arsenal. I could tell you're trained in Kunlun. Clear as day. Must have a hell of a master to be able to fight like that. Hell of a master is right. He went and wasted his talents on a punk ass like me. Couldn't even repay him for everything he done. Ah, you don't say. Could he mean... Anyway, let's keep moving. Our destination should be further in. No, I ended up buying it on Steam because I
Guess I'll check out the arena.
I have
What will it be?
I have the games on Steam. Well, I have all the games besides Reverie on Steam, I believe.
I'll be seeing you.
I bet you will.
Oh, I've got some fine wares for sale.
Ren.
Ha! Best come again soon.
Due to spoilers, I won't say the name, but its pronunciation I don't agree with, which annoys me every time I hear it. Interesting. We'll see if I can guess it when we get to it.
Whoops.
I don't sense any chi. They must not be here.
But
Who in the hell are you talking about?
Let's talk if you've got. Don't take too long to decide now.
spicy salami.
Come back soon.
Did I look at this one?
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Did not.
We await your next visit.
I bet. And the first combat, I don't think the turn order line really works without it, so it really should be at all times. Just finished the game? Congrats, Ninzard. I hope you enjoyed it to the fullest. Yeah, like let me coast around, let me move and that's who we're meeting.
Alrighty.
Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. Oh, stand by. Stand by. Gonna need this. All right, let's see what these two want. Oh boy. There's a third. You're shitting me, right? Sorry to hold things up.
How delightful it is to see you, Mr. Arkwright. And you as well, immovable.
You sure took your sweet ass time. Didn't expect Arkwright to be with you, though.
I'm just here to do him a favor. But if I'd known we were coming to see scumbags like you, I'd have turned him straight down. Come on now. No need to be like that. I knew you were in Calvard, but it's hard to believe it's been 2 years since I last saw your face. Hey, Walter? Not since Jormungand, huh? Bugged the hell out of me while you weren't even able to use that chance to settle the score between us. Same here. So I'm sure it's no coincidence I was suddenly able to meet you so easily. Spoke to these two before you showed up, but meetups like this here and there ain't such a bad idea with how little we know about those guys. I see now. Went from 20 to 60. Yeah, exactly. Walter could make Van the CEO of Ingert, and he still wouldn't forgive him? No. We're all after Almada, so we're here to trade information on them. Didn't think I'd chance into gathering this major. So, who's our imposing friend?
I ask that you proceed as though I am not present. Think of me as a random traveler who happened to be here when you arrived.
That's, asking a lot. Though the coat and you being part of this group gives me an idea of who you're affiliated with. To kick this thing off, it's proving impossible to even learn more about Almada at this point. Heard a report the other day that a bracer on an undercover op on them still hasn't come back. We have been in much the same position ever since the situation in Longport. Not long ago, a cold-blooded warning video was sent to our Council of Elders. The kind meant to serve as an example. We just keep getting worse. We've had nothing like that on our end, but there is one guy up top who can't seem to wipe the smile off his face since they cropped up. He's one real shitbag, so if he likes them, you know they're real monsters. That must be Dr. Novartis. Sounds to me like we all think we're better off crushing them before they become even more of a headache. This guy. He the one you mentioned a while back?
I've got a list of questions from the Oathbreaker, so start running your mouth, or I'll run my fist through your face.
Ah, okay. It wasn't Novartis, it's this guy. The infamous fourth Anguis, huh? Doesn't quite sit right. I imagine of our definition of crush differ here, but at least we know where we all stand now. Save for our friend keeping his cards to his chest there anyway. It sounds like the CID is up to something too. Still, wish I could figure out just what their boss is thinking. Old Rocksmith's successor, huh? Heard some colorful rumors about him myself. But knowing he's turned a blind eye to a hole like this makes him all right in my book. Indeed, President Rocksmith was a broad-minded fellow in his own right. But the current president has proven even more receptive toward us. Some of the elders are rather fond of him. Though that does also make him a far more formidable foe during negotiations. From our perspective, the president's willing to work with you guys and is one giant flapping red flag. Oh, do not misunderstand. All of our cooperative efforts are in line with your guild's code. Heaven forbid otherwise. Can you guys not probe each other while I'm stuck right in the middle? I feel like I don't even need to be here anymore. Easy, Arkwright. Your part's just about to come up.
Walter.
Ha! It ain't often we get a chance like this, and you can't pick a better place. You weren't satisfied with how we ended 2 years ago either. So what say we pick it up where we left off? Right here, right now.
Uh-oh.
Sounds like a plan.
Wait, you saw this coming, didn't you? Hell no. I ain't here to watch two monsters beating the crap out
Who
of—
said you'd watch? You and White Orchid Dragon are joining.
Oh no.
Come on. Exchange info, exchange blows. Either way, we're getting to know each other.
I admit to some reluctance standing between combatants of your caliber. But I am also not one to pass up a chance to face Mr. Arkwright and the famed Jin the
Oh
Immovable.
shit! Well, you should be.
Sorry, Arkwright, but this is just how it's gotta be. We'd lose sight of ourselves if it was just one-on-one. And who knows how much damage we'd cause then.
You damn asshole.
I shall act as observer. Fight to your heart's content.
All I can think about here is Metabots. I am Mr. Referee. I will act as referee for this combat. Why are you so up for this? You're welcome to my spot, you know.
Perhaps another time.
Ready? Begin!
Give me your worst.
Oh, I would have healed first.
Don't hold anything back now. All right.
Crimson Blade.
Better be ready. A good chance for a shark boost.
Oh, is that all you got?
Oh wait, I'm using Zen? Oh shit.
Going all in.
The hell's the matter, huh?
Oh.
Oh, is that all you got?
No, I took the bath. That was last stream.
Going all in.
I just didn't heal up after the last battle.
Energy output maximum. Activating skill.
This ends here.
We've already seen this, but we need to see it again.
Boost gauge limit removed.
Cypher activate. There.
Neo uses Van's S-Craft, not Zin's. We need to see Zin's.
A chance.
We need to see Zin's though.
Got this.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, is that all you got?
I don't want to do that. Wait a m- Shit. Shit. I was hoping.
Oh, is that all
No
you got?
more cheese.
The hell's the matter, huh? Think fast. Take this. Razor. Hurricane.
Better be ready.
Energy output maximum.
The hell's the matter, huh? A chance. There. Here goes. Brace yourself. Vandalize! Raid! Damn you! You ain't seen nothing!
Well done.
I'm afraid now because I think the two. Oh, never mind.
Deploying shield.
Never mind. One's gone. I thought they were going to S-Craft. Whoopsie.
Going all in.
Activating skill.
Here we go! Heralding fist! Now, talking.
Didn't need the cheese.
And you still won't accept that S-rank promotion. Why the hell not?
I'm just not ready for it. My Taito skills have nothing to do with it. Though it'll sure give me a boost in confidence if I can beat you here.
Oh yeah? Will it now?
Why do I feel like someone's going to stop them? Whoa! What the hell are you doing? Hold on a sec. This is looking real bad. I gotta scram. I can't move. I fear there is no stopping this. I am honored to bear witness.
That is enough.
Well then. I would stop in fear for this woman. She scares me. You're...
Kilika!
You got here quick, and here I was hoping we could duke it out a little longer.
I figured you'd have a lot of catching up to do. So I thought to give you some space. A mistake on my part, I see. Are you a future S-rank bracer and a society enforcer, or are you infants?
Oh, wait a minute! This was all his fault!
Gone to infants.
Don't give me that. You were all gung-ho until she showed up, buddy.
Looking more and more like infants from where I'm standing. What a shame. I was rather looking forward to seeing that to its end. You are a force to be reckoned with, Flying Swallow. It's good to see you, Spriggan. I see Jin is causing you trouble yet again. As for you, Sal, are you sure it's all right for you to be out of Crossbell after your promotion to president? Worry not. I foisted all responsibility there to Yin and the SSS. This guy has no shame. Looks like you brought more suspicious folks to the party. Oh, hell. Those are... we found them, folks! I knows what they are. Not suspicious whatsoever. I mean, the medals hanging from them are not a dead giveaway whatsoever. Whatsoever.
What? You got a problem with us, punk?
Oh, I like her.
So you're the Spriggan of the Republic. But personally, I think of you as the dropout of the Conlone School.
Wait. Are you?
Now, Celise. It's not good to pick fights with him when you've only just met. Even if he is a shady piece of human waste from Adios knows where who can't figure out which half of the moral fence he's standing on.
Wow! Oh my god, he had to feel that one. Oh! That's rough.
Well, even I wasn't trying to be that harsh.
Curious.
Still, I see it was worth our while to come down here. Who knew a battle between the Society's finest Eastern martial artist and a student of one of the 3 great schools would be waiting for us? But perhaps the greatest surprise of all is seeing you.
A hooded man?
Thought you were acting kind of funny lately. But finding out you're all buddy-buddy with the Society is one thing I didn't see coming.
I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about.
Then who is this guy?
I am a mere traveler who chanced upon this place and its current company. Nothing more. I ask that you pay me no mind, Mother Celise, Father Leon.
You're not even trying to hide it.
You are quite the interesting fellow, Vice Captain.
What?
Must have been a hard job bringing a couple of runts like them down here.
I thought they would make a fine match for you. We do have an agreement right now, after all.
Who are you calling a couple of runts? You sure can run your mouth dire well, but don't go getting cocky.
Mommy. Oh, she has a Templar sword. When do I get you in the party?
How about I show you and that hardhead what I can really do?
When do I get you in the party?
Yeah? With what, Missy? That sword? Sure you're gonna be swinging it and not the other way around? How'd a teeny bopper like you even get that damn?
I'm 27.
You're...
Huh?
I said I'm 27. Any questions?
The boyfriend to Celeste voice actor is a YouTuber that played... Really? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, I guess some guys are into that kind of thing.
You are so dead.
You had to step on a landmine. She hates when people talk about her little baby face and impressively short height.
Also dead.
And I'll leave this crap to you, Arkwright.
Why me? I have a feeling I know where these three are from.
Oh, there he is.
Guys?
Van! Wait. Huh?
Sao? What kind of crazy party is this?
Well, if it isn't Aaron. How'd you even find this place? I thought I threw you off my tail.
This is what happens when you only keep people half in the loop.
Oh, hi, Elaine. I didn't think you'd wander down here too. Wait, isn't she the one and only Beauty's Blade? But the woman next to her.
I happened to run into them during their search for you. I did have my doubts on whether to bring them here or not, but as you can see... Well, in any case, I had a feeling you were here.
My apologies. I had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. But now that I see it, this place certainly does pique my interest.
Well, I was gonna bring you down here at some point. But what's with you beating me to it, Elaine? You're the one who's constantly harping on about keeping them out of danger. You going senile? We're used to danger. And besides, I see some other kids down here too. I know that you have our best interest at heart, but no one likes being kept at arm's length forever. Sorry for all the trouble this ended up causing, man. But hey, it ended up being a good chance to teach them about this place, no? Oh, please, don't start acting like you did nothing wrong. I'll say, I have some choice words for you too, Jin. You didn't think to discuss your coming here with anyone else. Quite the arrogant move on your part. Well... Mr. JRPG, welcome in. How's my Daybreak adventures going? Really good. This is is a favorite
me? He has a name.
Chapter.
Or the goose. Say it. Say his name. Why won't you love Tom Honks?
You've been enjoying it as well? That's good to hear. I think this is going to be like a top Trails game for me so far.
Oh, thank you ever so much.
Well, hey, good looking.
Relinquish it to me.
Oh no.
Well, hey, good looking.
Oh no.
You have my deepest gratitude.
Cardboard, thank you for the 5
my
sub
deepest
gifts. And
gratitude.
Common Rider, thank you for the 5 sub gifts.
Oh, thank you ever so much. You have my deepest gratitude.
First the tea party, then this
good
scene, Daybreak going hard on these mid-chapter story beats. Filbert, I'm glad.
Thank you ever so much.
I am so glad I
You have my
waited to do those
deepest
bonding
gratitude.
events. this stream and then to follow it up with this is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Dragon, thank you for the 49-month resub. You, sir, need to have a drink and go to bed. You need to go to bed. Torn, thank you for the 42-month resub. And starting that hype train once again. Oh, I gotta wear this thing for... You know how hot this thing is? If you guys did get a gift sub, please sure to thank whoever gifted it to you. Guys, thank you so much for this tremendous amount of support. Very much appreciate it. This has been, like I said, one of my top games thus far in the series. It's been phenomenal. Going from the new engine to finally reaching Calvard to all the characters that we've met along the way. It's been fantastic. The goose hat makes everybody hot. I mean, apparently I'm the only one that could pull it off, so.
You have my deepest gratitude.
I did know Kamen Rider. I did. I will deal with it. I feel like I'm going to be wearing this thing for the entire month of September. Dan, thank you for gifting that sub to Riri. Well, well, fun's over. I've had enough of being here. Today was more about saying hi anyway. I've done what I came for. Walter? We will see each other again at some point, even if the only other place I can imagine that happening is your prison cell. Heh. Well, kind strangers, if you would excuse me. Yeah, that's enough hellos. Sorry for making you show us down here, Chief. We're out of here. See you all around sometime. I wouldn't be surprised if we meet again, though that depends on what A does. Mommy. Oh boy.
Well, now that the air has calmed down a touch, perhaps those of us who remain might continue sharing information.
Man, you never change.
Sounds like there's no room for doubt then. Almada's got some other organization working for him. So it would appear. Their funding is at least partly coming from those who funded the racial terrorism of the past too. That's awful. Man was telling us about that not too long ago. Our company's risk assessment led us to the same conclusion. Up until a few years ago, racial motivated attacks on those of Eastern and Central Eastern descent were all too common. They were known to be orchestrated by white supremacist groups who traced their origins back to the Old Kingdom. But the situation changed significantly when a rather large group attacked the trade conference in Crossbell 4 years ago. Oh, the callbacks. Oh, the callbacks. Heart Trip, thank you for the 5 sub gifts.
So much.
Relinquish it to me.
It's a party. Fortunately, we were able to quell the situation thanks to an insurance policy we had in place. And as soon as the crisis was put to rest, the former president started an aggressive crackdown on those groups. You didn't hear much from them after that. Then the post-war reparations put the entire issue on the back burner. That's not to say they disbanded, however. If anything, the economic prosperity provided an ideal cover for them to continue in secret. And now their cover is coming to an end, bringing the issue of them to the surface once again.
Relinquish it to me.
Kamen Rider, thank you for the another 5 subgifts.
Well, hey, good looking.
It should last till the end of stream now. It also doesn't help that I increased the amount of time it can go for the event. It would have capped out. Well, I don't know about those assholes, how those assholes are tied to Armada, but if they've got all those fat stacks at their disposal, that explains how they got so big so fast. Yeah, and with that kind of Mira, they could bring people on the outside into the fold. Like the group Melchior and that new puppeteer come from. A group able to wipe out a high-ranking company of Jaegers single-handedly, and likely with special abilities at their disposal. So they are from the Gardens. I am thoroughly unsurprised you've heard of them. Few have, even in the criminal underworld. What's the Gardens? Balam Gardens? Is it some kind of group? They're a criminal organization that's of a different breed to mafias like Armada. They don't have much in common with society either, mind. We first learned of their existence 9 years ago. Their modus operandi is gathering orphans and giving them a first-hand education in assassination. Damn. Didn't know stuff like that was even real. Unfortunately, it very much is. Their members are few in numbers, but they complete their missions with startling success. The organization is divided into several groups called Gardens, with each being led by an overseer. Oh, so this is the organization that Swin and Nadia came from. Because there was an overseer to that, wasn't there? We are aware of their presence at Marduk as well. Their threat level is considered to be S+. Internally, it was at one point believed that most unsolved assassinations were their handiwork. Yeah, you can imagine the headache when we even had another group trying to mimic their playbook. Still, their name hasn't cropped up very much over the past couple of years. Not since the overseer of the Garden of Swords was taken out by 2 members who fled the organization. Oh! Oh, wow. I feel like I've read that story somewhere before. 3 and 9, baby. 3 and 9. What is it, Van? Nothing. Anyway, now we know that that group of monsters is working with Armada. It's still a mystery how they ended up that way. Same with how they wound up with all that terrorist funding. But maybe a more pressing question is why they're working together. True. You got 3 of the worst tiles that exist. Just a matter of working out what hand they're going for. You a Mahjong player too? I mean, you're right. We're gonna need to focus on that going forward. Indeed. Albeit in our own unique ways, no doubt. Well, I believe we've had enough discussion for one day. Still, it seems clear there's more room for negotiations between us than some other groups going forward. I am most humble you are including us in that. Well, I don't know about you and Jin, but Heiyue has its moderates too, like Fan. Take it we can include you guys in that too, Arkwright? Goes without saying. Hell, we're the common thread between all of you. And you're just gonna keep using us as a bridge between you anyways. Read them like a book. Guys, thank you for the level 5 hype train. Very much appreciate it. Stop being so in sync. I see that glare. It was like, yes. I want to see more Gralsritter, please. I didn't take it. I see it didn't take you long to adjust to life in the capital. Just bear in mind that Lady Ashen is rather worried about you back in Longport. Do try to exercise restraint in your daily life, And she could stand to chill out a little. And you should be the one checking in on home more often. How's Shin doing, by the way? He's been abroad in Remiferia for half a year now, right? I believe he is doing rather well. He attends a distinguished middle school there and is blessed with many good friends. Come to think of it, Chief, I know you go way back with him and the Direwolf, but I would have figured Renee would handle this kind of thing. That's right. The smart guy you and Elaine grew up with, yeah? He's actually quite occupied with another case for us. As for what the case is, you will soon see. Huh. That's sure an ominous way of putting it. Garden was actually mentioned when confronting Ishmael Gareen in Reverie. Interesting. I might have overlooked that at the time. If Kevin wasn't so awesome, then Celeste would instantly become my favorite Gralsritter. Anya's probably read all the books, but doesn't realize they're based on true stories. That's true, yeah. Few can stand up to Onion's greatness. Onion has his own game. I can't wait to see if we get an Arteria arc eventually. Just all the characters that we play are Gralsritter. It would be great. I love it. Camera focus on Swin and Nadia. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It was kind of their story, yeah. Or their part of the story, I should say. And she's one of the more reasonable ones, too. Why can't the CID be staffed by more normal people? You need it so fucking bad. As soon as I knew what the organization was about and the way those characters were, Filbert, I was like, I want to see it. I need it badly. Forgive me for saying so, but you're a fine one to talk. Yeah, I can't believe you came to a place like this without us. Kind of pisses me off I let you shake me in the first place. Well, that's in the past now. So, just what is this place? It's called the Blacklight District. It's the city's unofficial 13th district and its dark side. A lawless zone that changes location from time to time and that few cops dare to tread. It's home to criminals of every kind. Good place for them to get together, too. To think that all this time such a place was right under my nose. You know, I feel like Abby said something about it to me before. I was aware of its existence, but this is my first time seeing it in person. It looks to be a combination of multiple underground arenas that went unused during the city's urban planning. Good spot to hang out. We had to walk through a whole damn maze just to get here. An underground coliseum and contraband as far as the eye can see. It's like it was made for me. Well, too late to do anything now that you're here. I'm gonna guess people stayed away because you had a lane, but people are always getting into scuffs around here. So let me teach you how to speak this district's language. We'll take a tour while we do. Just keep your eyes peeled, alright? Right. Of course! I'm down. Rufa was the holdover protagonist for Swin and Nadia as seen by them fishing instead of Rufus. Yeah. Nadia's fishing quotes were something else. I'll accept a combined Le Mans and Arteria arc, but I need something. I agree with that. Yes. Yes. Foul Sorcerer, welcome in. How are you? Ooh, fishy. Fishy.
What'll it be? Come again.
Give me your word.
Proceeding to neutralize.
I'll kick your ass. Fine,
I like your spunk.
Rufus had the Speedo DLC, thus he's the mainest character.
Leave this to me.
Aid, please.
Have some more.
Mr. Wei. No. There. Here goes. Activating drive.
Yeah, we needed some form of fishing in this. I do agree.
Here I go.
Up to you, Reset.
Prepare yourself.
Kidding me?
Mr. Wei.
Excellent.
No.
You've got this, Agnes.
You missed.
This is it. Eat this.
What's funny is there's an NPC you could talk to early that mentions there's enough unused room underground to make up an entire 13th district. Oh, wow. Little did they know.
You've got this, Agnes. Sucker. Sucker.
I won't let this chance slip by.
A chance.
Here we go.
Make it count, Aaron. Sucker.
I'm sure you guys figured it out, but the Blacklight District ain't exactly the place you visit for fun. Aaron's another story, but the rest of you make easy pickings for scumbags and lowlifes hacking it down here. You don't come down here by yourselves, understood? Yeah, I get what you mean. Things can really get dicey if you get surrounded here. I still messed that up even with. But if you bring a buddy along, I bet it'll make for some fun fight. Well, ideally, you won't be fighting in a city at all. Still, I didn't realize there were so many people like that down here. Yep, pretty spooky when you think about it. This world here is a lot closer to yours than you might be comfortable with. It is, but honestly, I'm just more surprised this all existed right under my nose. At least, it's surprising to someone as well-to-do as me. Perhaps I'm just not very aware of my surroundings. You'd think this would be something of a problem, but it's like everyone just turns a blind eye to it. I hear ya. Blacklight's a lawless place, but they have their own rules instead. The big one being you don't drag innocent civilians into your messes down here. Most tend to follow that, so they'll leave you alone. Keyword being most. Some of them step out of line, like we just saw. Reminds me of Hayway's own code. Do you visit here often, Mr. Arkwright? You seem to be rather well informed about this area. I check in from time to time. There's intel down here that you can't find anywhere else. And as you guys might have noticed by now, it's a good place to sharpen your street smarts. Yeah, I totally get what you mean. That's gotta be, like, the best part of this whole trip. Man, Jaeger born and bred, ain't you? We've been able to fish in even the darkest moments of other games. Yeah. Fishy. My man, you came at the perfect time. Come on, step inside and have some fun. Bring your lady friends too. You're gonna love the girls we have here. Plenty to choose from, and they're all people pleasers in more ways than one. Anyhow, enjoy your stay in the Blacklight District. There's nowhere else in Edith that can tend to your deepest wants and needs like we can.
So,
Wanna get a drink together?
Ooh, you look dangerous.
Wow.
I'd better see you again.
I'm okay with them not having it here. There's so much new stuff in this game, and with it coming 1 year right after the Japanese Reverie release, they were tight on time. Yeah. What's over here?
This is so insane.
It's so insane.
I'm so lost. I don't know which way is which anymore.
No need to fret. I have this area all mapped out.
Seriously?
Wow, there sure are a lot of bars in this place. Why don't you stop and chat? All my stuff is to die for. See you later, handsome.
They are likely the only sources of refuge for the people here.
That would have been all right, a one-off.
Cool! There's a match going on right now!
is some kind of arena? Nice.
Yep. This here's where they hold fighting tournaments. You go in and beat the shit out of each other. Makes for some gambling hotbed, as you can imagine. Oh, color me intrigued. Wow, that's awesome. Sounds like an amazing place to train. Yeah, no. Literally anything goes in there. Roids, mods, explosives, you name it. It ain't the place to train. It's straight up blood sport in there. The organizers will even come up with bullshit reasons to make you fight monsters and archaisms. Even if you survive all the shit they throw at you, it really ain't worth it. Just steer clear of it, alright? That's fair. Sounds like you really have to be on your toes in there. Pretty decent prize money if you win, though. I'll give them that much credit. It's one way to make ends meet down here. Mr. Arkwright, you're not speaking from experience, are you? Nah, that shit ain't my scene. Well, not anymore, I mean. Look, they were hard times, okay? That bastard paid for a new truck, but he didn't pay for all the mods like the previous one had. Whatever you say, Chief. Next time you decide to enter, let me know so I can put my money on you. Hell no! I ain't setting foot in that cesspit again.
Show no mercy, you hear?
Blood sport for truck mods. I feel like we could do it.
For real?
I feel like we could do it. Let me in. I think that would, yeah, it definitely could have been a cool mini game.
They're all specially made. Always be careful when and how much you use. Hey, mister, what'll you have today?
Toast? Sure.
Thanks for coming.
There's a lot of shit down here. It's Herms! Gotta say, I didn't expect to find you here. How long you've been down here? Oh, not too long. I'm just here for work. I'm guessing you and the rest of your office are taking a breather. Whatever you're up to, be careful. This place has no shortage of unique characters to look out for. You can say that again. You know, you're giving them too much credit. Characters almost makes them sound reasonable. Well, when you have all those different factions here, I find it best to stay neutral and avoid ruffling any feathers. I don't shy away from anyone. You need something hauled? I'm your mule. For the right price and the right conditions, of course. And here I thought she'd gone batshit in setting up shop down here. Guess it's not that surprising in retrospect, though. She might not tactically be part of the underworld, but she got one foot in it for sure. I say Herms, but if you pronounce it the same way as you do on Yes, wouldn't it be Hermes? Or Herme?
So, let's talk if you've got a minute.
Greek? Hermes. Hermes.
Best come again soon.
It's Greek. Okay, so, okay. Gotcha.
Don't think I've seen you before.
Oh, you know what I just realized? We haven't checked any bulletin boards down here. Don't sweat that. As a rule, I don't take for spriggans from anybody down here. Why not? There are a lot of people here who could use some help, aren't there? For real. Nobody down here is exactly innocent, so I can't imagine any of them being able to go to the cops or bracers for help. That's the problem. There are some rare exceptions, but almost everyone down here has a checkered past in some way. Ultimately, I can't trust them not to abuse the system. Worst case scenario, I get farmed out as a grunt for some real sketchy shit. Not worth it. I didn't have it. No, I did not have a Greek mythology phase as a kid. I did play God of War. I have a memory of a goldfish sometimes, okay? Maybe the goose will help me, okay? That does make sense, given Spriggan's reputation for assisting in legally gray matters. I can see how a bad faith actor might exploit them for their own gain, and how society at large would offer little to defend them. To be clear, I already make a point of filtering out those garbage posts to start with. More than anything else, it'd just be a big time sink trying to vet requests from these parts. That's the biggest reason I don't bother. As much as some folks might think otherwise, I don't deal with criminals. I deal with people who have complicated problems. When somebody has a problem they can't rely on the law or the guild to solve, they come to me. That's all there is to it. That's Van for you. What can I say? It's worked for me so far. Must be doing something right. End of the day, if someone here really wants my services, they're not completely out of luck. they've still got two options. They can post a force brigade in another part of town, or they come talk to me. Same as anybody else, really. Doesn't mean I'll agree to help, but I'll hear them out at least. That's our boss, always trying to keep the door open. Van the Professional.
It's me!
Indeed.
But that accent is the name of a French company, and based on the rest of the names in this game, I wouldn't be surprised if they were going for something like that. Ragnarok is coming to Steam next month. I'm pretty stoked for that. I still have Ragnarok in the plastic. If Crow worked for the Septian Church, would that make him an ordained minister? Oh my Lord, Daramus. Thank you for the 111 bits. God damn it. Trying barbecued Korean udon noodles first time today is not bad. Nice. I will take this opportunity to say, for anybody who has just coming in and who hasn't been here before, in the month of September, we are doing our annual Trails Timber event, where we will be playing through multiple Trails games with challenges, a specific rule set. We'll be raising money for the Janeway Children's Hospital through Extra Life. Day 0 starts August 31st. We will be assembling Ordine, the Ordine model kit. Last year we assembled Valimar for Day 0. This year we will be assembling Ordine, and then September 1st we'll be starting Crossbell. We will start with Trails from Zero. Big announcement coming tomorrow or Sunday in Discord and on other social medias. Valmar's not hard. Think of like a 144 scale Gunpla kit. He's not overly difficult. I kind of wish they were like 1/100 scale, but you know, I'm happy with the 1/144. After leaving the district, they made their way to the surface, following a different route. Damn, it's already this late? We were down there a while. It connects to the Riverside District too? Feels like waking up from a dream. Guess it was all a bit too much for a kid. Speaking of kids, seems like that boy we ran to is the son of a Jaeger. I really liked it down there. Shady criminals excluded. It was like a conflict could break out at any second. A perfect place for training. Not this again. At least it hadn't fully descended into anarchy, even if the rules were somewhat lax. It seemed like a good place to procure goods and materials you can't get on the surface. Yeah, don't want anyone getting hooked on the place, but use it when you need to. Just follow the rules. That goes for you in particular, Aaron. You okay, Agnes? You're awfully quiet. No, I'm perfectly fine. It was just a lot to take in. I'm feeling a bit of culture shock, I suppose. I can hardly blame you. I'm sorry. I was probably making you feel even worse with how carried away I was getting. Oh, you don't need to feel responsible. It's just, to be honest, I got something else on my mind too. It does kind of feel like something's been eating at you lately. Worried about things at school? Yes, actually. There's a major opportunity coming up that I was considering opting into, but I think I've decided against it. There's nothing more it can teach me that I haven't learned already after all. Oh?
Our information did not lead us astray, I see.
Hi!
It's
What?
good to see you all, my friends.
That it is.
Your Highness. Najee. Damn. Talk about showing up unexpected. So this is what the chief was talking about.
Correct. His Highness and I have something to discuss with you. Please, climb in.
This is the chapter that just keeps on giving, doesn't it? It's Hello, Olivier of the East. It's so spacious in here. This here's an Etwas stretch limo, right? Hell of a luxury. Right smooth as a baby's ass, too. Still room to move up in the world, huh? The suspension systems in a luxury vehicle like this versus my pickup are built for totally different things. Haha. Speaking of, I take it you liked the part I sent you. I got it on special order to ensure it didn't clash with the aesthetics of your truck. Like undersells it. It's a thing of beauty. Even if that ulterior motive behind sending it wasn't just in my head. Still, I'm glad you're both looking well. Thank you. My apologies again for all the trouble we've caused you. We weren't expecting to see you all again so soon either. But we were already here for a visit with the president, so the timing happened to line up. What? Oh, that Gramhart guy? Huh. Didn't see anything about a meeting on the news. Some kind of secret talks? You needn't concern yourself with the details that are on a need-to-know basis. Well, we are living in crazy times. No doubt there's plenty for our leaders to be talking about. Much as it bugs me that you've clearly got something besides that you want to dump on us. Oh? I think I see what's going on now.
I'm sure you do. We invited you here in the hopes of hiring you. This is a joint request from Elsheim and the CID.
That's quite the pair. I'm committing to nothing but keep going.
The short of it is, we'd like you to go on another trip for us. To the home of the Verne Company, the city of Basel in the southwest.
Oh, let's go. Verne? That's Calvard's biggest orbit manufacturer, isn't it? That sounds like a big one.
If you could take a look at the screen.
Basel is an industrial city that is home to both the Verne Group's HQ and the Basel Institute of Science.
Okay, so where we seen the silver-haired guy at the beginning of the chapter. Gotcha.
Its artisanal district dates back to the Middle Ages, and it is surrounded by an abundance of nature. Our problem is that as of late, the city's orbital network has become unstable. In addition, suspicious individuals have been sighted leaving and entering the city.
Don't tell me it's... I know what you're thinking, but we can't assume that until we have all the facts, of which we have very little. Under normal circumstances, we would be well informed of the situation, as our country has deep ties with the Institute. Unfortunately, its director, who also happens to be Verne's CEO, has been notably unforthcoming as of late. That's strange. Isn't your country one of Verne's largest shareholders? Yes, it is. We are not their principal shareholder, but we still wield considerable influence over the company. Yet, in spite of that, the CEO has been emphatically vague in response to our questions, We suspect he is merely buying time. For what, though? I do not know. But his sudden shift in behavior indicates he's hiding something. Hence my request to you. You're not giving me much to work with here. And if you're looking for technical experts, you've come to the wrong place. Oh, I beg to differ. After all, you have one of Marduk's very own concierge in your employ. Also, a little birdie told me you're testing some revolutionary new technology at present. Oh, you mean that Simu thingy? It's still undergoing testing, but we plan to reveal it to the public eventually. Good to hear. I'll most certainly be looking forward to it. Anyhow, if we took our request to the guild, it'll land at the bottom of the list of priorities, given that no civilian casualties have occurred. Also, much like the police, they're as wary as a fox with these sort of mysteries. Right, and if we're on the job, we can deal with any problems that you'd rather keep away from the public eye. The conditions are fair, but you better be willing to pay top Mira for our services, and you can count us out, or you can count us out. Oh, you needn't worry there. If anything, that makes you more trustworthy in my book. Is that a fact? Well, I think we should definitely consider taking this on, especially if Almada's involved. If possible, I'd like to ask one thing before we agree to take this on. What's the CID's connection to this case? You haven't been upfront about that. Oh? Ever the sharp one. Vern and the Institute are currently part of two national projects. One of them is making the Zypha standard available to the general public, both at home and abroad. The technology is a national secret, so our involvement should be no surprise. Makes sense. Gotta stay on top of any leaks and scandals so they don't slip through the cracks. What about the other project? Classified. Oh, come on. Boo. Even I do not know the specifics there, so I'm in the same boat as you all. I did try pressing the president for details, but he simply wouldn't budge. Apologies, but that's all the more reason why I cannot divulge any information about the project. The point is, there are many reasons for our involvement. This all sounds fishy as hell, but whatever. Get on with it. As you wish. The issue of the Zypha Standards funding source also needs to be addressed. And I will delegate that task to your group's chief and concierge. Huh? What do you mean? Since when did you become my boss? Fine, I'll explain. Zypha being Vern's 6th generation combat orbit is common knowledge at this point. But there's a little known fact about the project's humble beginnings. It got a massive capital injection from an interested party. And that party just so happens to be the Valis Investment Bank, which, as it so happens, is also the largest shareholder of Marduk, my employer. I see. Sure feels like I'm hearing the name Valis a lot lately. Valis? Oh, as in the city-state? Correct. It's a giant port city in the Central East. It may not have much land, but through trade in the South Sea, its people amassed a great fortune, which they are investing all over the continent. They're both our allies and our competitors. The Valis Investment Bank is owned by them. So you're trying to drag our asses into a Central East turf war. Also, we can be your eyes and ears. Well, I guess they could be sending in their own spies, especially with state-level secrets up for grabs. In short, you want us to investigate a highly complex situation from a neutral standpoint and get to the bottom of what's happening there. Does that about sum it up? I'll give you an 85 for that answer. in the event that Valis attempts to interfere, we would also like you to act as a mediator. You've got this all mapped out. Mediation is not one of our specialties, unfortunately, so I'm not certain if we are your best option for that. On the contrary, I think you are our safest bet on that front. Should you take our request, you will stay in Basel for 3 days. I'm sure there will be other forest brigands you can juggle at the same time. We can't expect you to leave at once, but it would be best if you departed within the next few days. Wait. Alright. We'll give it some thought when we get back. Can't make any promises. I understand. We won't be out of options if you refuse. The CID never puts all its eggs in one basket. Regardless, everything we've told you is strictly confidential. Though I think a rather unexpected issue might work in our favor here. AI is something that a lot of people wanted me to play, Blunt. After that, Prince Sharid and Kincaid saw them back to their office. Once they arrived, they enjoyed dinner at Marmont before gathering to discuss the Crown Prince's request. Taking you ain't heard a thing about all this from your own company. I'm naturally aware of the plan to make the Zypha standard available to the masses, but not about the problems in Basel. If A really is involved, I would have expected to have already been informed. Gotcha. Does sound like something that'd take us 3 days either way. But if we're looking into things at Vern and the Institute, we're gonna need to work mostly weekdays. But that would mean on yes. Actually, the timing here is rather perfect. You see... Wow, high school here sounds really fun. Trust a big school in the capital to bust out the fancy trips. Aramis is all about its students thinking for themselves, so something like this makes sense. But you'll have reports to write for days about it too. Yes, actually, some of my friends who came here the other day are considering Basel too. I was interested in going myself, but I wasn't sure whether or not that was the best decision. But you would be leaving next Thursday for 3 days, so the timing matches up splendidly. It's almost as if Arusha wants this to happen. Oh, not that I think my personal circumstances should push us into taking this on, of course. Of course. But that goes both ways. You're a student first, so don't go forcing your decision to line up with our job. Even if we do end up in the same general place, your studies might mean we won't even see each other. Well, I suppose that's true. That still kind of hurts. Huh? That's rich coming from the guy who always decides where to go based on who will shove dessert down his throat. Speaking of which, what are we gonna find in Basel on that front? Excellent question. A baked tart called an Ingaden? Ingaden is probably the most famous. I mutilated that, I can bet. It's made of walnuts and honey nougat, and it has a simple but mellow taste that's just... I suppose Van's right. I need to make up my own mind about what to do. Otherwise, my great-grandfather would never... Or Dad, for that matter. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause you concern. Not at all. I don't think anyone could blame you for feeling conflicted here. But should we end up going to the same place, rest assured that I will do all I can to support you. She is way too perceptive. Thank you, but why? It's glowing! The answer is decided. Oh. No way. I'll speak to my friends at school tomorrow. But if you could work under the assumption we'll all be going and prepare accordingly. Got it. But don't forget that I'm a student first and foremost, right? I won't forget. I'll make this work so I can handle my obligations properly, both here and at school. Well, good night. Yeah, night. So I guess we'll be leaving next Thursday, same day as Aramis. But Renee and the prince just dumped this on us, so they can wait until tomorrow for an answer. Still, she's sure looking brighter than when I met her. With how much she's got weighing on her, I'm sure she's still got a lot of work through. But I'll look out for her as best I can, being her boss and all. Man, this sure was a day. Oh, it was a day! Guess I'll go for a walk to wind down before bed.
That's all we have for now.
Oh, it was a day. And what a day it was. You're back again? You really gotta take a break. It isn't that... Ugh. Damn it, I hate this aging thing. Pull yourself together, Victor. Long as Yume's still small enough to fit in my arms, I gotta keep this bistro going. Well, with an attitude like that, he's set for life.
Pick something. Be seeing you.
This feels relaxing.
There she is. Oh no, an evil wolf. Little pig, let me come in. Oh my god, she's reading the Three Little Pigs. No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, said the little piggy. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your straw house down. Mommy's a really scary wolf. Watch out, Yume. I'm going to eat you. No, don't eat me. Just go back to reading the story, please. And she just does it all. Diva? More like divine. She could read me a bedtime story anytime. Wolves don't scare me. If I find any, I'll whoop their butts. You're pretty spunky, ain't you? Don't let me down. Oh, good to see you, Van. Care to join Yume for some playtime? I'm sure she'd be delighted. I'm good. Kiddo will have me here all night. I got work to do. Paulette is a fox. Speaking of fox. Speaking of a fox. I was at work the other day and I sent my helper out to get a VIN number off of a vehicle. And when I looked out, I was like, was that a fox that just ran by the door?
Need something fixed. Hope to see you again.
And sure enough,
soon.
when we looked out, yes,
I hope to see
there
you
was
again.
indeed
Do you
a
know
fox
what you
by the
want?
door.
I hope to see you again.
Yeah, the black and silver looking one. That's him. That'll be it.
Welcome to Laguna.
Is it your new company mascot? It tried to get in the building. I was like, shut the door. Don't let it in. The thing was just a pup. Corner that thing, that's it. You're mutilated.
I feel good as new.
Make sure you don't catch a cold.
Oh, we have. There's. Oh, we get to do Yume. This has me curious. What? I'm very interested. I wonder. Oh. A street musician that's quickly become the talk of the town over at the harbor. Rumor has it that they'll be playing over by the station tonight. I'd be lying if I wasn't curious, so maybe I'll drop in. I'm very curious. I need to do this one. I'm wondering who that is.
Aw, you shouldn't have.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, now I'm very curious. Who is this mysterious?
Oh, is it this late?
Why, hello. Looking is always free, you know.
I bet.
Come back for more any...
Let's do this.
The hell, man? Who do those guys think they are? Chill it, Downey. I get how you feel, but shouting's doing nothing for us. Oh, but I'm not letting them get away with this. Hell no. Not with our street racer pride on the line. Seconded. We should take our chance while we can. What's going on here? Van? Guess I could let you know. There's this bunch of street racers causing trouble for us ever since they turned up in the capital. They're taunting us, I tell you. They drive like madmen around town just to get on our nerves. I ran my car into the guardrail thanks to their dumb asses. Just thinking about it gets me angry all over again. Reminds me of the guys from Crossbell. The hand-me-down I got from Downey got trashed real bad too. Dude, she had to be sent to the body shop. How can I let loose and enjoy a sweet drive with them tearing it up around town? Yeah, they sound pretty bad. Who are we dealing with here? They call themselves the High Bloods. There's 4 of them, and they all come from Horatio. They used to stick to their turf, but they recently started moving here. They're all rich kids, obviously, and their cars are really souped up. What's more, their leader, Lucio, is the grandson of Etwis' current company president. He's got modded Etwis sports car. Ain't no slouch as a driver either. Last we raced, he passed me by like I was just crawling through the street. Can you believe that? Hold up. You say it was the Etwis president's grandson? Man, that sucks. Last thing you need is someone related to the company's top brass being a dick. And he's not the worst of it. There's another guy that's even more reckless driver. His name's Damien, and he styles himself as the main fighter. He's all cocky, taunting us with his bike just because he can take tighter turns than any of our cars. He's the one that did my baby in. I'll never forgive that bastard. Never. He thinks he's better than us car drivers, does he? So, what are you planning to do about these guys? Surely you're not gonna just let them keep running wild. Definitely not. We've tried warning them over and over to stop behaving like this, but it's fallen on deaf ears. Since they're not heeding warnings like that, I tried talking to Lucio directly. Only thing he said was, if you want us to leave, you'll have to best us in a race. We're actually on our way to the race right now. Yeah? Guess my timing's just that good. You could say that. There's 4 of them, but me and Graham are the only ones with rides right now. And that's not even counting car specs and driving abilities. Hate to admit it, but it's stacked. and not in our favor. But we can't just give up. Yeah, better to lose outright than to flake out on them and just lose by default. Not like we're hoping to lose, though. We're not backing down until they're in the ground. Wish us luck. I don't want to sit back and let a bunch of rich assholes wreak havoc in Edith. Maybe I could lend them a hand here. Let's do it. Mind if I join? I appreciate the sentiment, but this is our problem to deal with. Wouldn't be right to drag you into it. Hard disagree. This goes beyond just you. It involves all car lovers. As a fellow driver myself, I can't just stand back and let a bunch of punks with no sense for safe driving screw up my home up. I want to teach them a lesson. Van? Now that's what we'd like to hear. So see why you can't join? Why not let them? Alright, thanks Van. You're really saving our asses here. You might honestly be the best help we could have got. I respect you a lot, man. Thanks for saying so. That leaves us the problem of dealing with Damien, though. I'm no biker, but I'm not gonna be able to help there. Not so sure how we're gonna deal with that niggling little detail. There she is. That's all for today, then. Now, back to my bike. Why are you all gathered here? Hermes! Your timing couldn't be any better. Got some free time on your hands? Huh? I mean, I'm done for the day, so I guess I do. I'm very curious as to why she's always wearing a helmet. It's the mystery. So you're going to be racing them to teach them a lesson? Yeah, would really help if we had a biker of your skill level on our team. What do you say? You up for it? Sure, I'll join your team. Teaching a naughty rider how to behave sounds like fun. I'll make sure they think twice before causing trouble in the capital again. Glad to see you so fired up for this. I really appreciate you agreeing too. Now it feels like we have a fighting chance. Yep, it's going to be a proper 4v4 race. Now all that's left is leaving them in the dust. Anyway, clock's ticking. Let's get going to the meeting spot. You ready to go? Ready whenever you are. Same here. Let's roll.
Okay, time to get to work.
Is this the meeting spot? Yeah, just beyond here is the highway we're using. But we're supposed to meet face to face right here first. Looks like they've arrived. Would you look at that? That's a hell of a ride. Right? A lot of Mira went into customizing her. This ain't gonna be an easy race. Hello and good evening, street racers. I'm impressed you didn't just turn tail and run. So you really showed up, High Bloods. I don't recognize those two. Well, thanks to your biker, our cars are in the shop. So I figured I'd call in some help. Look at these small fry. At least try and make this fun for us, alright? What? I dare you to say that again. Downey's all kinds of fired up now. Now, I think it's time we reintroduce ourselves. We're the High Bloods, a team composed exclusively of those who are elites, even among the elite. Pleasure. You know, I completely forgot until you said the name, but I heard about the High Bloods a few years back. Heard they were nothing but a bunch of pampered rich kids, kind of like you. Ah, you must be referring to our predecessors. They apparently disbanded after doing a tour of Crossbell. Ah! Now their name's ours. Huh. Is there a specific reason behind inheriting their name? Indeed there is. While we don't approve of the way they loved drinking, women, and gambling, as former nobility, we identify with how they valued their chosen bloodlines that gave them power and wealth. It is only fitting that we consider ourselves the true High Bloods. Former nobility, eh? Been a while since I've heard anyone call themselves that. Yeah, you don't hear that kind of thing around here much. Maybe it's because they're from Arashio? Up until the noble institution was abolished during the Calvardian Revolution, Arashion was the royal capital. Shame that even after decades have gone by, there are still old fossils that can't throw away their elitist bullshit. How dare you! Lucio's family line was a great noble house that had the trust of even the royal family. It's fine, it doesn't bother me. Commoners could never hope to understand our noble thoughts. What I cannot forgive, however, is that you people don't know your place. You insist on getting in our way. You're nothing but an eyesore to us on our drives. And that's why we're going to make you leave the capital streets. You got a lot of nerve. It's a riot that you think causing trouble for folks with your reckless driving is a way to have fun. As street racers, how could we handle these streets? Hand these streets to you when you lack basic manners or compassion. Just what are you getting at yourself all worked up over, commoner? Just look at you and your half-assed custom ride because you got no mirror to spend. You got no right to talk when you can't even bring out the true worth of your rides. Well, damn. You got a big mouth on you for such a little brat. If you know so much about the true worth of our rides, then why don't you teach me? Don't think we're just gonna take this sitting down. It's time we settle the score right here, right now. Yeah, get ready, high bloods. Drivers are as reckless as you have got no right to call themselves street racers, so we're making this your last drive. It would appear we have four vehicles each, so how about we race one-on-one? When you're ready, we'll leave for the expressway. Don't disappoint us. And so with their street racer pride on the line, the curtain to their fierce battle rose. After confirming the rules of each race one more time, each participant went right to work preparing their vehicles. Okay, let's decide who's going to race who. Think I could go up against the biker on their team? Sure thing. Just ride safe, okay? But of course. Who's gonna face Lucio? Could you leave him to me? It's my job as leader to get revenge for Downey. I have to. Graham, this race is about you guys. Whatever it is you're thinking, I'm down. That being the case, you said it yourself. If you go it as is, you're going to lose. I'm not even talking about your driving technique either. If we're going by specs, it's going to be real tough for you. But, and I hate to say this, my truck will handle his ride. Hell, I can promise you I won't lose. Van? Alright, then Van will be racing Lucio instead. We're already borrowing your skills, we might as well be in it to win it. You got that right. I'll cut that spoiled brat down to size. Then I guess that means we'll handle Lucio's two flunkies. If I remember right, they both came here in Etwis sedans. By the way, I've seen that Roger guy up close and personal before. I think I've got a decent idea of how he operates. Yeah, I knew I can count on you. Then I'll take on the other guy, Thibaut. Great. Sounds like we're all squared away. Once we wrap up our fine-tunings, let's hit the road. We're rooting for you guys. Go kick some ass. And please, don't get hurt. Thanks, you guys. I promise we're gonna beat those high bloods. I'm gonna mess this one up. I got the other one, but I'm probably gonna mess this up. With the matchups decided, everyone got in their cars and they were off to the races. The first round pitted Junifer against Thibaut. Junifer's Lino sedan has had the edge in traction due to the love and care she put into tuning it. As the race went on, she slowly but surely narrowed the gap between her and Thibaut. However, her vehicle lacked the horsepower required to best his sedan, which boasts a roaring engine that ultimately led him to victory. For the next race, Graham stepped in up to the plate, ready and willing to avenge Juniper. Graham's Ingert was lightning fast sports car, but Roger's decked out sedan was no slouch either. It was a close race with both cars being neck and neck from start to finish. In the end, Graham's powerful traction allowed him to emerge victorious by a hair's breadth. After that, it was time for the third round to commence. We're at 1-1 right now, so we don't have this in the bag just yet. But that just makes this all the more exciting. It'll be a cold day in hell before I lose to some pathetic courier lady. Get ready to choke on my dust. You stole my line. Starting line's up ahead. Time to get serious. Holy hell, look at her go. I can't even see her anymore. Eat that, loser. Afraid it's a little early to celebrate. That thing's acceleration isn't half bad, but its top speed doesn't hold a candle to my bike's. Specs aren't the only thing that matters in a race, you know. On that point, you and I agree. The scumbag just rammed his handlebars against hers. Talk about dangerous. The fact that he pulled it off without losing his balance shows he's no amateur. It's still reckless though. These guys are freaking crazy. Come on, I dare you to try to overtake me again. If you do, I'll hit your dingy little bike with everything I've got. Oh, what's the matter? Can't keep up? Or is our wimpy ass courier getting cold feet? There's less than 500 hours until the finish line. Victory's as good as mine. This is the decisive moment. I could slow down, make him think I've given up, and speed past him when he least expects it. Or I could rev up right now and punch him. We're gonna slow down. Throwing in the towel already? What a wuss. Just stick to carrying around people's junk in the future. What? Yes, go courier lady. She caught him off guard by speeding past him at the last second. What an incredible strategy. He even had me fooled. That was one hell of a secret weapon. Nice job. Was that a turbocharger? Something along those lines. I was hoping I could win without revealing it, but them's the breaks. Well, guess I'm up next. Go get 'em, Van. Knock the high bloods off their high horses. He really did customize every part of that Etos car, from the suspension to the spoiler. You must be daft if you think you can take me with that little girl's car. You've slighted me with your hubris, and I will make you pay for it. There's more cars on the road now. Using the turbocharger would be way too risky. He swerved around those like it was nothing. Thankfully, all this traffic is preventing him from hitting top speed so I can keep up with him. Can't get too cocky here though. He might not be on Maxim's level, but he's still a force to be reckoned with. I had hoped he had a trick up his sleeve like that woman did. I was so looking forward to making a fool of him. But it's clear he has nothing but a disappointment. We're approaching the point where the traffic from the Riverside District joins the expressway. At this time of day, maybe I could. Looks like you couldn't keep pace with me. How pathetic. Someone's forgot to take out yesterday's garbage. Why must there be so many of these infernal trucks on the expressway at night? What? Your lack of knowledge of the area is coming back to haunt you, bud. Damn, he caught up faster than I thought he would. Well, look at that. So you do have some modicum of skills after all. Too bad it's futile. That pile of scrap can't match my car's acceleration and speed. I might be able to secure a victory if I use my turbocharger, but it'd be risky. Should I do it? Do it. I gotta pull out all the stops. Did you really think I wouldn't have one of those too? Yeah, I figured that. Just had to overtake me at the last damn stretch. And that's that. Well, that's that. The competition ends in a tie. Not what I was hoping for. And when the High Bloods are far more talented than a rabble of commoners. It was the least I could do after you came to me for help. Sorry guys, wish I could have done better. It's not on you, so don't worry. Without you two, this wouldn't have been a competition. I hate to say it, yeah, but I couldn't have seen this going any other way. But then, what does that mean now? Never thought I'd run into a biker as wild as her. I did mess up. Here I was planning to run circles around her, but she ended up running circles around me instead. Damn, man. I managed to win this time, but to be honest, I don't know how it'd turn out if we did a round 2. I never even thought a person could drive like that. After a race so fierce, I suppose it would be a little uncouth not to acknowledge your skills to some degree. When next we meet, however, you shall be met with overwhelming defeat. And may you never forget it. Yeah, just you wait and see. Next time, I'm gonna blow your socks off. What the hell is their deal? I guess they won't mess around here for a while, but they'll be back for revenge at some point. Why do they get to decide that? If only they were more honest with themselves. I'm glad things worked themselves out in the end, I guess. Well, it wouldn't have gone half as well if you and Hermes weren't here. There's no way this is the end of it, but for now, we've at least chased the High Bloods off. Thanks for the help, you two. It's no biggie. I enjoyed myself, so it was worth it. Likewise, I'm happy my orbital bike skills proved useful. And so the battle against the High Bloods came to an end, with everyone singing praises for one another's efforts. On the way back, Hermes parted ways with the group, and Graham and his people returned to the repair shop.
That takes care of that. Looks good to me.
Mira deposit confirmed.
What'll it be? Come again.
Let's do this.
I'll take that.
One bullet can change your fate. Catch a revival showing.
Did you see? There's a new movie.
Hello.
Hello.
You have a ticket. Please proceed to the entrance.
Sober, Curious, Wolf Requiem, and Golden Blood's Director's Cut. So what have I what do I not have?
We have merchandise for the movie on sale at the shop. Why not buy a souvenir to remember?
I guess we'll do Golden Blood's Director's Cut. We got Sober Curious, so hopefully Wolf Requiem is here next time. A sinister pharmaceutical company seeks to shake the very foundation of the world with a deadly engineered virus. Tasked with stealing its design documents, Zoe and her partner Rick begin sniffing for clues, which leads them to the chief developer at the lab. Zoe attempts to get close to her target in the way that she, as an A-class spy, does best.
Stop it, please! I told
told you I've already got a boyfriend.
Oh, I heard you loud and clear. I also recall you saying that he's buried neck deep in debt. Tell you what, I'll pay off his debt in full on one condition. Break up with him and be mine. If you still refuse, then I'm afraid I must ask you to resign. So what'll it be?
Oh, Rick. I'm so sorry. Could you at least look away, sir?
Oh, yeah.
I'm really not used to this sort of thing.
My, aren't we shy? Very well. Just don't keep me waiting. Yes, that's a good girl. There's absolutely nothing to be embarrassed about. Psych! I'm gonna have so much fun stripping you bare.
Oh, hello.
Gotcha, you naughty boy.
That's why it played After Dark. What the? Why are you here? Oh my lord. A student. It's Albert! Of all the people I could have run into, why did it have to be you? You're not gonna tell Agnes about this, are you? Nah, your secret's safe with me, kid. I won't tell your president friend either. I just find it quaint that your idea of mischief amounts to some good old lying about your age while you're sneaking out of the dorm. I wasn't talking about that. I mean, definitely don't tell the girls about those things either. I'm more worried about them finding out what I watch, so... There you are! I can't believe you. Of all people, broke curfew. You had me so worried. Odette, why are you here? Ren figured if I'd find you anywhere, it'd probably be the movie theater. And what do you know? She was right. I'm glad you at least had Van with you. What'd you two watch here anyway? Funny you should ask that. We ended up catching the same movie. It's supposed to be adults only, but he wanted to see it so badly I decided to sneak him in with me. I see. What were they playing at this hour that Albert had to ask? Oh, that's what you saw, was it? Oh, what? What's with that look? Nothing. You're just a teenage guy at the end of the day. I'm begging you, whatever you do, please, don't tell Agnes. He gone goofed. Van's conversation in the theater continued for a brief period. Soon enough, however, the two sides parted ways in the lobby. From there, Van got on with the rest of his evening. Yeah, I feel for the guy.
The showing on screen 2 will soon begin. If you have a ticket...
Poor guy.
Hey, did you see? There's a new movie!
Showing of the smash hit.
How about some nice... Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for shopping.
Boys will be boys. Yep. Indeed.
I see.
Ah, welcome. I hope to see you again.
This night's just getting started.
What'll you have today? Thanks for coming.
Let's see.
Hey, you keeping busy with those patrols? But as busy you've been with that drinking, it seems. I thought you would have made a beeline for the Blacklight District or something. You know me too damn well at this point. Yeah, I'd be down there right now if it weren't for what Sal and the rest said earlier. We're finally about to close in on A after all this time. Bastards. Once we know what their endgame is, all we have to do is move in and crush them. Hey now, don't get too ahead of yourself, alright? Once they know something, I'm sure they'll be in touch. I know we don't have the most fun job in the meantime, but it is what it is. You've got that right. Don't get me wrong, Chief. I know trying to rush things is just asking for trouble. I can be hot-headed, but I'm not an idiot. think I'm gonna order some food too. Make sure I'm recharged when it's time for us to go in and kick A's and the garden's asses. What do you say? Any way I can get you to treat your lackey to a little something extra? Promise I won't call you an old man for 5 minutes. Sorry, punk. I ain't made of money. You'll have to pay for whatever you want out of your own Mira. Surprise!
Please step on up. Welcome. Thank you for coming. We await your next visit.
Did you know?
Taking off now.
There's Jin. Hey, Arkwright. How you doing for the help today? Got a bunch of our eggs in a row now, so we won't be stepping around too many eggshells from here on. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but if this was the push that could help us get Almada under control, that'd be great. You're laying it on so thick, I don't even want to think of a witty comeback. We helped out with all these punks that have been moving recently. As far as I'm concerned, the rest ain't my job. Ouch, that's cold. That's alright. Figures you're looking out for your folks instead. CID's all over this mess. Thankfully, that in and of itself might be enough to deterrent to keep things quiet around town. But there aren't as many eyes keeping careful watch in more rural areas. Take care on that work trip you got next week. How the hell do you know about that? Elaine's working right now, by the way. I feel like she's been working too hard lately. She's a hard worker, sure, but I wish she'd learn to take it easy from time to time. She definitely needs the free time. You should invite her over for a movie or two. Did I cross the line there? Sorry. I can tell by just looking at you. That's a touchy subject. Y'all gotta cut it out. Elaine's probably tired of this shit too. Hey Van, don't see you around often. I only swing by every now and then to check up on things. I guess Elaine's not around? I see Jin's back. You don't need to be coy, you know. I know you and Elaine have something going on, but I don't know you and Jin didn't get along. I always found him easy to be around. I mean, he is, but he's nosy. Even if I try to stay distant, it's like he sees right through me. Well, I guess he also reminds me of someone I used to know. Jin really likes you, though. You two went to the Blacklight District earlier today, yeah? He was talking about asking you for help again later. Big-mouthed idiot. At least Elaine and Sarah are easier on the eyes than he is. The better-looking A-rank bracers. Now that you mention it, you know Sarah and Toval, yeah? When did you meet them? Operation Jormungand? Or was it the Northern War? Yeah, I helped sniff around for an infiltration route from here in Calvert. Toval's pretty easy to get along with. He's flawed, but he knows his business and makes sure to stick with it. Made negotiations real easy. I got my own fair share of flaws too. Are you interested in meeting the Divine Blade of Wind or the Lieutenant General of the Royal Army of Liberl? I'm sure they're both really impressive, but I'm gonna pass on that one. I'm busier than I was back in Erebonia. Got 3 more reports to write for Hazel. Wanna help? I'm not even from the guild. Man, you're lazy. You got me. I love the little callbacks and the mentions. They're fun.
That's nice. What'll you have today? Thanks for coming.
I can handle any maintenance. Thanks for being such a good customer. Do you have any preferences?
Help Fee Van. That couch looks real comfy. She needs a nap. She do need a nap.
Thanks
She
for
always
coming in.
naps. No helping Fee unless we get a fee. Fee.
I'm proud of all my wares. It's been a pleasure.
Does anything catch your eye? I hope I see you again.
Thank you for visiting the Weston Department Store.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Our stores have a wide variety of fine goods for sale.
We await your next visit.
We hope you enjoy shopping with us. What's it gonna be?
What's up, Mac? How are you?
I'll get more good stuff in stock soon.
Fancy seeing you here, Spriggan. Right back at you. You look for weapons today? Or are you looking at the buyers instead? I frequented this shop for my gun maintenance and customization since the old owner was in charge. Possession of firearms is permitted under Republic law for the purpose of self-defense. Though you need a license to be a gun owner, of course. Not that you even use one. And speaking of, what are you doing here, Spriggan? Just looking for custom parts. Something that'll fit a self-defense baton. Gotta shell out for my assistance, you know? Even if the costs are starting to pile up. You're shameless, you know that? Do you have any idea what kind of authority I hold?
Thank you for visiting
Forget
the
it.
Weston Department Store.
Let's put the fact that you're dragging a bunch of civvies around with you on the back burner for the moment. You should at least put some thought into upgrading your equipment. Trouble could strike at any moment, and it's dangerous to be unprepared. Yeah, don't need to tell me to be careful. Oh, aren't you a softie? You know there was a nice side to you. What's that smirk for? For your information, Hey, honey. What's wrong? Oh, I'm already done for the day. I just stopped by one of the stores in front of the station. I'll be back home soon, don't worry. I'll even stop by for one of Gigi's favorite cupcakes on the way. Huh? No? Maybe a bagel then? Yeah. Love you. See you later. We're possibly still in chapter 3 in Daybreak? Nice. I hope you've been enjoying it. It's been fantastic so far. For me. What? You got a problem? Nope, not at all. That your wife, I'm guessing? Didn't know you had a daughter either. Look at you playing the family man. Watch it, Spriggan. Stay far, far away from my personal life. If you're looking for a gift, I can vouch for the new cheesecakes they got in stock downstairs. Just saying. Nice and sweet, lemon flavor too. Guarantee the kiddo's gonna love them. Cheesecake. Now that's an idea. Not that I was asking for your opinion. Wonder when that will be finished. It's been fantastic. I love it.
Thank you for visiting the Weston Department Store. Our stores have a wide variety of fine goods.
Congratulations. You're our 1000th customer this month.
We hope you enjoy
Here's your gift
shopping with us.
certificate. We're doing a special offer at the moment. Huh? Really? Yay! My editor loved the Tharbad report too. One lucky thing after the other. At this rate, I might even be able to find Dingo. Luck just finds you everywhere. Cheesecake sounds fantastic right about now, actually. I wouldn't mind cheesecake.
The next generation will inherit the title of world's fastest.
Is this our taxi driver?
driver, too.
Hold on. We gotta go down there. Is this our taxi driver? Oh my god, it is. Giordano! Damn it. I was heading to my senior's wedding today, and then I just had to get on the wrong bus. I'm not gonna make it. I even got him a nice present and everything. No need for the tears, brother. Ain't over till the fat lady sings, yeah? But it's getting late. Listen close, brother. It's the thought that counts, and that's why I'm in the business of taking your thoughts from A to B. I'm sure you've prepared a wonderful gift for that senior of yours. No shame in that, is there? Only one thing to do, brother. You already know what it is. You're right, being late is already lame enough, but I can't flake out completely. I have to at least give him his gift. Please take me to the party. Old dingo, I don't know if I should be jealous that he has a lady like that after him, or thankful I don't have a lady like that after me. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Taking off now.
Well, if it isn't Van.
Van, darling. A little birdie let me know you were in the 13th district today. That's a fast little birdie then. But yeah, the immovable decided I'd play as his errand boy today. Edith's gonna be pure chaos with people like that running around. Trust me, I know. I'm expecting all my sources to go wild with them in the mix. The streets have already been going crazy, considering all those recent developments. I hear a certain unsavory group might be on the prowl right now. Do try to be careful, please. Yeah, thanks for the heads up. You already know we're headed out. Just say so. I'm hoping to see Agnes and the rest sometime soon. Don't be strangers here. You have heard what may have been a ghost.
What are you in the mood for?
Interesting.
Aw, you're leaving already?
Back up the stairs and heard hello. Thought my brother was home. Oh no.
Oh, good stuff right here. Take as long as you need. I'll be waiting for you.
It's kind of creepy.
Yummy.
I've been to Tyrell. I've been there. Okay.
Let's do this.
Wait a minute. We gotta see if the cat's outside. Cat? Cat! Okay. Sorry. See that cat every now and then. This is his turf. It's gonna be a talking cat one of these days. Was it just me, or did you bring back some more plants? Indeed, I did. I was perusing the flower shop in Old Town and happened upon some wonderful plants. Are you off to patrol the city? Do let me know if you need my assistance. I would be happy to help. Thanks, but it ain't that big a deal, really. More like a late night walk than a patrol. We got plenty to do tomorrow, so we'd best take it easy and rest up tonight. Understood. Perhaps I can do some reconnaissance preceding our trip to Basel then. Professional obligations notwithstanding, I do look forward to the trip. Oh yeah, we have the we have other things to do. So let's go out here. And we're gonna go to do. Actually, we're gonna save first. We're gonna go to the to-do list. And we're gonna do. We're gonna do. I guess we'll do those three. I hope you're ready, Van. I'm not gonna go easy on you. Someone's eager to learn. I'm impressed you want to try it. It's pretty tricky for a kid your age. That's okay. I've watched Grandpa play before. It always looks fun. I figured he might have had something to do with it. I've seen him playing with his buddies before. Why not ask him to teach you instead of me? I'm sure he'd be really happy to do so. Don't worry about it. And I want to play with you, Van. All right. If that's what you want, we can go around. With that, Van and Yume started playing. Just the act of teaching Yume how to move the pieces was a struggle in and of itself, let alone all the other rules and complexities in chess. She'd flicker pieces at his to knock them down one moment, and then the next she'd be trying to use already captured pieces as her own. But Van's patience never wavered. He gently and slowly continued teaching Yume the rules behind chess in an easy to digest way. Oh, is that how you're gonna play? Yep, my house, my rules. My mistake, Your Highness. Well, as long as she's having fun. What's up, Tetrium? Little by little, Yume finally began to grasp the rules. Her tendency to make a move guided just by intuition made her very unpredictable. Your turn, Yums. Who's next? Haven't been playing for long, but her instincts are really sharp already. No hesitation when making a play either. Well, I guess she's still a kid. She's good at catching me off guard. I know. How about this? Take that. Your turn, Van. Whoa, that's a really good play there, kiddo. Keep this up and you might end up going pro when you're older. Maybe. I'm just glad you're having fun. Huh? Are you not having fun too? I am. I'm having lots of fun. And that's because you are, Van. You've been so happy lately. You're always smiling now that Agnes and Fairy and Aaron and Reset are here. What? Was I not happy before that? You ain't wrong, kid. Not a lot to be happy about back when I just started. Just a bunch of shady jobs. I was just seeing the worst in people. I thought I knew what I was getting into, but spent too long surrounded by nothing but darkness and you eventually go blind. I don't think I could thank you enough, kiddo. That bright smile of yours was like a lifeline for me, even when everything else in my life was grim. If only you knew how special you are. No wonder your granddad's so crazy about you. Hey, are you listening to me? It's your turn, Van. Come on. Oh, sorry, Yums. Okay, my next move is... Hey, you punk. Don't you think it's about time I had my granddaughter back? It's getting late. Crap, I lost track of time. Sorry, kiddo. We'll have to finish our match another day. Aw, but I want to keep playing. But okay, I had fun. Look, Grandpa, look! I learned how to play chess. Now we can play together. Yume. Ah, that's why she wanted me to teach her. On second thought, I may have been too strict. You can keep playing with our good-for-nothing neighbor. Just make sure you don't go to bed too late. Really? Yep, you've earned it for making your old grandpa so proud. Just promise to not keep your mom waiting or she might get mad. Yay, I promise. You are such a sucker for Yumes. Can't imagine there's much you wouldn't do for her. No one asked you. Let's split into teams. Me and Grandpa against you, Van. 2-on-1. Well, that ain't fair, but I'm in. If I get to play with your granddad, that means I don't have to hold back, and I don't think so. Only one of us gets to look good in front of Yume, and I'm certain you understand who it'll be. The three of them kept playing deep into the night until an exasperated Paulette finally came to check on them. Good old Victor.
More! Teach me more. I can't wait to play.
She must be protected at all costs. She's adorable. Have you started Cold Steel Tetrium? Not yet. Take your time. It's on the voting list. We must vote. Okay, I know where my votes are going. I see that you started Trials of Mana, or you're playing through it anyway. And I see you never picked Shawit. Good old Shawit. My game's still in the plastic. I said to Heart Trip, maybe when I play it, I might pick Shawit. I played the demo. I couldn't stand her. I couldn't stand her. Yeah, I played the demo when it was released, or just before it came out. I thought it was very interesting. Sky has Tita, Crossbell Azure has Kia. Don't know if Arabonia really had anyone that adorable. Possibly Millie and Tilly. Daybreak, it has Yume. That's true. I probably wouldn't either, but I'd probably do it for the memes. I'm playing through Secret of Mana myself. Visions of Mana demo put me in a mood. I'm wondering if I should pick up Visions of Mana. Van headed to meet up to the meetup location indicated by the mail. Van, over here. My thanks for coming out here. It's been a few hours, yes? Thank you for answering my call. Why are you hiding there? I know you're good with arts and everything, but don't you have your right hand with you? Or even just one bodyguard? As I wrote to you, I managed to lose them for a moment. Shall we be off then? Let us share the night as men, savoring all the dazzling delights of Edith's nightlife. Already kind of regretting this. "30 minutes prior. Calvard's film culture is truly impressive. Big studio or small, they all manage to release some rather fine pieces of cinema that ordinary members of the public have places like this that they can visit, and to enjoy such works is also wonderful. We really must work to further their spread into Alzheim. There we go. I couldn't remember the pronunciation. Wouldn't you agree, Najee? Yes, our time at the film festival really heightened my appreciation for the movies. Well then, now to decide our next destination. Any ideas? Shouldn't we call it an evening, Your Highness? You have meetings with other Calvardian businesses scheduled for tomorrow and beyond, after all. I suppose you're right. Well then, very well. Let's return to our hotel. As you wish. I'll have them send the car to... What is it? What? There's been a collision along our route back? Give me the details. I need to know exactly what's going on. We can't risk exposing His Highness to any potential danger, no matter how slight. A team. A team. Go to the scene and report what you find. B team. Search for any viable substitute routes we can take if necessary. Najee does need to meet Mueller. You sure it was okay for you to slip out like that? I guess that's up to you, isn't it? Given the situation, if by some off chance something were to happen to me, I dare say the obvious person to hold responsible would be... Scratch that. I don't just kind of regret this. I want to erase all evidence that this ever happened and then book it out of here. Now, don't be like that. There's no one better to fulfill this role than you. Think of this as a symbol of my trust. Fine. Where do you want to go anyway? Excellent. You're everything I'd hoped for, Van. I've marked a few places I was hoping to visit. The one closest by would be... This is amazing. I love it. No, it's not sad. Oh, excellent, excellent. So this is the rock and roll that's been so popular lately. I don't on the screen it a lot longer than I'd care to admit, though. I know why. I dare say the fervor of this music could even sweep me away. We can get closer to the stage. Then let us do so. Hey man, that's a wild get-up. Is your first time at a live show? Come on man, get into the rhythm. Just match the energy and go wild. Go wild? So like this? Oh, that's amazing. It's so great that they put that song in there. Every one of them gumbit suits round these parts think they're so They're just something else, huh? We run the country, they say. Bunch of BS is what it is. You're right, yes, though I'd say that applies to more than just government. The hierarchy breeds haves and have-nots, and this zeitgeist of noblesse oblige instills some sense of duty among the upper class. Was that legit fancy pants here, dogging like he knows everything? Why don't you go back to looking down on us peasants from your penthouse, sir? He's harmless, man. Give him a break. I'll treat you to a round if you look the other way for me. Now there's a guy who knows what's up. Well, this isn't going as smoothly as I'd hoped. Van and Sharid towards some more entertainment venues before heading the bathhouse to wash off all the sweat and secondhand booze. This is great. These baths have a different feel to them compared to your average hammam. They're the best place I know for when you need to pick me up. Can you imagine what it must be like talking with the big boss? Indeed. I can't go into detail about what we discussed, of course, but one might certainly describe our meeting as taxing, to say the least. I will say, for a man so powerful, he was fairly candid. Somewhat anticlimactic, really. But I suppose that's what it takes to win such broad support amongst the public after the distrust garnered following the war of economic crisis. What's up, Mr. Castle? How are you? It's good to see you. He's a force to be reckoned with, that's for damn sure. I know he's up to something with Renee. Between you and me, I believe my sister would have done a far better job navigating that conversation than I did. I forgot you had a sister. Isn't she a fair bit younger than you? That's right. Though her age bellies her intellect, her mind is quite sharp, but unfortunately, her tongue is far sharper. She always feels the need to get a word in edgewise, under the pretext of supporting me as the heir to the I keep forgetting how to pronounce this. Elsam's throne. She and my father, the Grand Prince, both have lofty expectations for me. I hope that, when the time comes, I'll be able to meet them. Sounds pretty rough. You've got a lot riding on your shoulders. You're not wrong. I wish to broaden my horizons, also I can make Ilsam a nation capable of standing on par with Zemiria's great powers. That's why I decided to come to the Republic. I wanted to study it and take in as much as I could. That was the plan, anyway. Despite that, all I did first was indulge, night after night. Not that I didn't enjoy that, mind you. But that free time just left me thinking. What would he say if he were here? What would he do if he was in my shoes? Who are you? Oh, you mean that wandering bard? Yeah. Lassell knows him. She told me a little about him while we were in Tharbad. Love it! Late in Scotland, like stupid fucking late, but I need something to wake me up a little. I'm dropping by again. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, it is a bit late, isn't it? It's like, what? 1:30. It's like, what, 2 o'clock? He's quite the guy. I caught wind of a lot of what he got up to through work 2 years ago. The very same. He traveled the continent from a young age, advocating for harmony between nations. They would hit it off, Kamen Rider. I think they'd have a time. I had the pleasure of meeting him once before. He'd come to visit Ilsam, and I saw firsthand what kind of man he really was. Quite the charmer he is. It wasn't long before I held him in the highest esteem. And that's what I've been chasing this whole time. Following his example, growing and bettering myself for that goal. So he is the Eastern Olivier. I fear, however, that I can never measure up to him. He's special in his own right, and I worry I'll never reach the pedestal I've put him on. It feels as though I'm following after a mirage in the desert, so tantalizing, yet forever just out of my reach. Huh. No offense, but that kind of caught me off guard. Didn't realize you had such deep thoughts. Not like I want to tell you what to do or anything, but it looks to me like you gotta start living your own life. My own life? Elaborate. At the end of the day, you gotta strive for something more than just being a copycat. Can't always live in the shadows. You're the only one that can choose how to live your life. So what if you get a little lost in that desert? It's not all sand. An oasis will pop up here and there for you to rest when you're weary. And you know how I'm so sure? Because there are suckers like me who chose to be a Spriggan. Now that's a dark and uncertain path. But what I'm trying to get at is that there's not just one way to live a life or achieve a goal. Everyone has their own compass. But what do I know, really? I'm just an outcast. So maybe don't put so much stock in what I say. On the contrary, my friend, what you've said has done a lot to put my mind and heart at ease. I never thought I'd be taking life lessons from the likes of you. It seems you've perhaps lived a richer life than I first thought. Richer is one way of putting it. Don't know if I agree, though. I'm just a handyman who's been in the business for a while now. I really like this event. Did you have a nice bath, Your Highness? I've come to pick you up. Well, you finally found me, Najee. Or, knowing you, you probably didn't even lose me in the first place. I'm leaning towards the latter. I definitely found it strange you somehow managed to shake off Zemiria's most fearsome bodyguard. I'll take that as a compliment. Had it been anyone else but you, I wouldn't have allowed him to remain alone. So long as His Highness had a fruitful night out, I suppose it was worth the trouble. There you go. Always a step ahead of me. Thank you, Van. I learned a lot during our rendezvous this evening. I feel as though I've peered into a little more into those unknowable depths of yours. I pray you find great success with your assignment in Basel, not only as a client who's retained your services, but as a friend who has bared much to you now, literally and figuratively. Thanks, Your Highness. I promise we'll do what we can to deliver you results. They never even said they'd take the job yet. This hasn't been such a bad night after all. I really like that event.
One of these days, you'll have to come to Elsheim. My sister and I would gladly welcome you.
Received sun lamp. What is that? What is that? Now this one here, this next one, this is what I'm curious about. But I gotta see what this is first. ATS speed up Evasion and arts evasion up. Oh, yes. Yeah, this is the one I'm curious about. This is the one I'm really curious about. Excuse me. Van made his way over to the station to see a street musician performance. I can see why people have been raving about her. Wait, she looks kind of familiar.
Thank you, everyone. I love you. I hope we meet again.
Is that Nina? No worries, Nina. Take care, buddy. King Payne, what's up, buddy? How are you? Unknown, which gets the thought bubbles going. It does. You were great today. Can't wait to hear your next song. We'll be back again for sure. Sorry, but I'm done for the day. Just here to say I'd like the performance. Even thought of putting a single out. It'll sell like hotcakes for sure. Doing good. Looks like the goose is out. Oh my, this goose has been on my head for over 2 hours. My head's about ready to hatch. Thanks for the vote of confidence. However, there's no shortage of capable artists out there who can write and perform at my level. The music industry is hard to break into. That's definitely true for a no-name artist. But you and I both know your songs would take the world by storm if you used your real name. Let's continue this conversation elsewhere, shall we? I'm surprised you saw through my disguise. I even changed the tone of my voice. How'd you know it was me? It mostly came down to luck. I wasn't 100% sure myself. If I only knew you from your movies, you'd had me fooled for. If I only knew you from your movies, you'd have me fooled for sure. Yeah, Nina took Judas' advice for disguises, glasses, hair, hat. But I've seen you up close and personal several times at this point. I need to get my act together. I've never been found out before now, so maybe I was getting a little careless. So you like doing stuff like this? I do. I enjoy going out in disguise from time to time. It makes for a good practice as well. When I'm on a set, everyone knows I'm playing a part. But when I'm out in the wild, I can take on any role I want, and no one would know I'm acting. It's made for a fun little hobby. So you're acting on the clock and in your downtime? Damn, talk about dedicated to your craft. I suppose I just can't get enough of it. Although it mostly stems from a complex I've had since I was a child. I don't exactly have a distinct self. Perhaps that's why I've always wanted to act like someone else, and why I ultimately gravitated to acting. Or maybe I just wanted something that'll help me avert my eyes from that uncomfortable truth. My motivation for choosing this career path is purely selfish. I'm sure my fans would be let down if they knew. I wouldn't call that selfish. It's normal to want to change something you don't like about yourself. You think so? I know so. That said, your hobby's only gonna get harder the higher up you get on the ladder of fame. But I doubt you need me to tell you that. Yes, I know that all too well. The risk of me getting recognized will only grow as I get more famous. But the mounting challenge will only serve to make success all the more sweet. All that talk about you not having a distinct self was a big fat lie. What do you said it yourself. The challenge makes success all the more sweet. Those are the words of someone who gets fired up when the odds are stacked against them. That's a pretty unique quality, and it's one that no one I know has. It's not half as unique as your willingness to turn people's words against them. Hey, I'm just trying to help a friend believe in themselves a little. Oh, I know. I'm only teasing you a little. Really though, thank you. I feel better about this now. Glad to help. Anyway, please don't tell anyone about this hobby of mine. I'd like it to be our special little secret. Sure thing. She really knows how to knock you off your feet. Guess she ain't an award-winning actress for nothing. After Nina departed, Van resumed his patrol once more.
Now, who should I be next? See if you can spot me next time.
Oh, I probably will. Leader of Hope. Don't give me hope. That was some interesting events. This chapter is the chapter that just keeps on giving. She did the Ren thing. She did. A few of them does the Ren thing. Should I call it a night? Tomorrow's going to be another busy day. Let's do it. Come to think of it, I know Agnes is going to go by train, but I should probably get what the prince sent me fitted sooner rather than later. First time doing any major mods to my baby in a while. Might as well have some fun with it. Roughly 2 hours prior. Phew, that was another close one. But it looks like I've made it in time for curfew. Just. I'll have to try and get back to my room without running into the dorm mother. I think Van is proving a bad influence on me. I need to keep living my own life and making my own decisions. Not letting others make them for me. If I do...
I trust you've made up your mind.
Yes. I imagine Van will be contacting you with our answer soon.
Excellent. Where you'll be going for your educational visitation is also decided then?
Nothing gets past you, does it?
Oh,
Just
hi.
how much does Dad know? Not just in general, but about the Blacklight District too.
Reports are regularly given to him on pertinent developments, and I have every reason to believe he reads them. As for the place you reference, I will refrain from commenting there.
Everything is being done with Dad's approval, isn't it? That place is meant to serve as somewhere the overly ripened juices from the fruit of our unprecedented prosperity can pool and gel. A place where the malice and desires of a certain subset of the population can be isolated and effectively controlled.
You truly are sharp, and from more than the influence of your new job. There is no resisting blood, I see. Perhaps you might even consider following the path of the McDowell family's young scion.
Oh! Ellie reference.
Excuse me. Good night.
Yes. My goodness. Do you realize how close you are to breaking curfew? I'm so sorry for being late.
Perhaps I pushed her a little far. It's a bad habit I have when it comes to Elaine, too. Even if I'd still like to believe I'm better than he is. Won't be able to count on the guild this time. I'll need another play.
He really is a crafty one.
I love her.
But I suppose this is just a message from Adios, telling me to see what's going on for myself. I'll also have to take charge of the younger students. This is going to be busier than a simple tea party.
Let's go. Oh, everything makes you question and think in this game. I have a thought process, but I don't have anything to write down as of yet. Perhaps we arrived a little early. Odette and Albert are coming from the 10th district, so they should be here before too long. I'm really sorry I've asked so much of you. Don't worry though. Even though I'll be away from the group, I promise I won't let it affect my work. I never had any doubt. In fact, I've already told the...
Yes!
Oh.
Well, you're early. All ready to head out?
Almost. The others should be... Oh, it really is a van now. He added a third row seating. Oh, you finished working on the car? Yeah, a mechanic over in Riverside had to lend a hand, but we got her ready in time. If I squint hard enough, I can almost fool myself into thinking it's a limo. The maximum occupancy has been improved from 5 to 8 passengers, and it sports its own onboard computer. We could even fit Agnes and her friends now. I suppose you could. You've been up to some interesting business now, haven't you? Not half as interesting as any trip you're in charge of. On the other hand, it's real reassuring to know you'll be around in Basel. You know, just in case. I could say the same of you. Why do you seem to know each other so well? We have a little history together, you see? Yes, I screen captured that one. Thumbnail incoming. Oh my. Ding ding. Another challenger enters the ring. We're talking about 5 years ago here. Stop being such a damn tease. Oh dear, how cold of you. I'm not going to get a real answer to this, am I? Regardless, what are you all doing here? All right. Hey, Rosette. This is for you, Miss Claudel. There are sandwiches for breakfast as well as some coffee. Victor and Paulette asked us to give it to you. They made more than enough for your friends to have some too. How thoughtful of them. I concur. And it smells wonderful too. Knowing the chef, it's sure to be great. What's going on here? Had to get in a heartfelt goodbye before you left? Don't make too much of a show of it, you two. No way. She really does have a boyfriend at her job. No, she does not. Please, everyone. This is a misunderstanding. Well, we'll go ahead and get out of your hair now.
We'll see you again in Basel, Agnes. Race you there.
Right. Travel safely, everyone.
Sharon has competition. Sharon also has Anton,
The
so...
long-distance passenger train to Basel, Provence de Auge, will soon be departing. Passengers en route to Altair or Crossbell will be transferring at Marthe.
Oh, I just can't wait. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that the Republic's high-tech engineering city? That's right. According to the travel guide, it even has something called an aerotram. So, if I may ask, Agnes, what exactly were you and that man talking about? Come on, the train is departing, so let's get a move on.
She noticed me. No doubt about it. Former enforcer of the Society and the adopted daughter of the Liberalian Royal Army's commander.
It's Mrs. from the Intelligence Division.
Her presence in the Republic clearly isn't a coincidence. Neither the division chief nor Kincaid have any idea what the current administration is up to. Regardless, I will fulfill my duty and see that his ideals are not in vain.
I love how it's racing. Train versus van. Damn, this back seat is the life. 8 might be a tight fit, but I could spend a night here for sure. I swear to Adios, if you get dirt on that seat, take off your damn shoes or something. It's a shame Agnes couldn't come with us. It's not the same without her. Don't worry, I'm sure she'll have a chance to try out the upgraded back seat soon enough. Reset! Honestly! Even though there is less space for cargo, the computer still fits snugly. Yeah, it's kind of scary. It kind of scares me how that Crown Prince knew how to pick such a perfect gift. Word to the wise, don't ever get in debt to people like that. He says while having the time of his life installing that very same gift. It is weird though. It feels like he's using both us and the guild depending on what he wants to do. Unrelated, but what's Basel like? I've never been, not even for an operation. Couldn't say I'm the biggest expert myself, but I have been there a few times for jobs. Located down in the southwest Calvard, on the walls of Auge Canyon, it's a haven of learning and industry. The Institute of Science and the Artisanal District have been around since the Middle Ages. Indeed, alongside those two areas is Newtown, which houses Vern at its center. It sprung up when one of Professor Epstein's 3 disciples brought in advanced technology. Oh, I know. That was Professor Hamilton from the Central East, wasn't it? Daybreak may have advantage in cuteness. It also has fairy. It does. We have Ren too. At the time, the anti-immigrant sentiment wasn't quite as strong. Professor Hamilton's proposal was quickly accepted by the Institute of Science and the Artisanal District. And so 45 years ago, the Institute of Science and the Artisans Guild came together to establish the Verne Company. She has been in all arcs now. I think there's going to be more to Ren's character as the games progress. Pressing the left trigger hides the text boxes, but not sure if it's the same on PC. Might as well test it on an NPC later. I will. Actually, it does. It does. Thank you, Dan. They then went on to further orbital technology in new innovative ways. Right, like how Calvert and the Verne Company were the first to develop orbital cars. That eventually led to the 4 big car manufacturers being established as affiliated companies. And while Calvert pioneered orbital cars, the Empire was the first one to develop orbital trains, and Liberal to first develop orbital airships. It's amazing, the kinds of things a little research uncovers about the history of something so commonplace. All good to know, too. I'll have to keep it all in mind for my report. And we're not even done, because all that links to the development of films. Isn't this all a bit too simple for a topic? Aw, don't be like that. Oh, to be a student again. When was I their age? Wait, I'm only 21. I'm not an old pile of bones yet. The war 2 years ago and the lead up to it was a big turning point in tech across the continent. Glad there's no button that you can accidentally press to fast forward text. I think I turned that off. Whatever button it was, and I turned off turbo. The major powers were locked in a heated arms race with each other. The Empire even ended up creating these giant robots. Those Panzer Soldat things, yeah? I've seen them in person before, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Wars accelerate the birth of new technology, and that new technology in turn spurs on yet more wars. The Burl's airships are an excellent example of that, since they were the first developed in response to a war between it and the Empire. Anyway, it was pretty clear tech-wise that the Empire was ahead of the Republic during the war. Calvert's back on top now, though. Yeah, the reparations and desire to not be one-up by the Empire again more than fueled that fire. That's what inspired our Zyphas and the installation of the orbital network all across the country. Word is our military weaponry's got a massive overhaul in stores soon too. And the one aggressively advanced to all that is our hot-ass president, Roy Gramhart. It's funny hearing you say it out loud, but yeah, he is pretty hot for his age, huh? He's becoming a big name even in the Empire for a variety of reasons. I'm sure. That just goes to show how big a deal he is on an international scale. Yeah, for how difficult things were at the end of the war, he's done a pretty stellar job of steering our ship. It is true that our current government is handling things extremely well, but that's more because either way, large influxes of Mira and major changes on the world stage often manifest as distortions in society. I don't know whether that facts got anything to do with what we're going to investigate.
But try to sniff around for signs of trouble while we're there, right?
Miss Perfect's things shown when we were talking about the place. We already know there's trouble going in.
We will be on the lookout for anything we can glean regarding the many major ongoing projects in the city, as well as ready to sniff out any significant groups and organizations that may be at work.
Right, together with Agnes, too.
I didn't even have to say anything, huh? Yeah, you're right on. I don't think anyone drives as good as you, Reset. You know just how to make those little subtle moves to work with the flow of traffic. Yeah, never seen anyone drive so straight. Why, thank you very much. Of course you've got an international license. What did I expect? I know I'm a perfect 5 on the driving scale, but I don't mind leaving the work to a solid 3 like you. Better you than the 2 over here. Yeah, she's pretty damn... Wait, am I the 2? That's right, Chief. Better get your act together. Don't worry, though. If you ever really want to make her scream, I'm here. You rat bastard. I don't think you could satisfy my girl with how rough you handle... Mr. Way, Mr. Arkwright, a child is present. I wonder what Agnes is up to. Your oh, she's wearing the glasses. Such sophisticated. Your great-grandfather left that behind, yes? It must be very precious to you if you even brought it for our visitation. It is, yes. It's no exaggeration to say that I am who I am because of this. Though recently, it's given me an awful lot to think about. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't seem to me like you have any regrets about it, at least. You're right. I don't. Someone told me that I make the calls on what I want to do in my life. Maybe I haven't made all the right ones, but even still, my world has truly broadened, and I've gotten to know so many wonderful people. I've come to know the nation of my birth from angles I never thought possible. And thanks to that, I'm now beginning to see how I should face the man moving this country forward. Not even trying to hide it, are you? Wasn't it supposed to be a secret to everyone but these two? True, it was. But I don't know. I get the feeling it's fine if you know too. Ever since meeting you in April, you've been so kind to me. You're the one who connected me to Van, so... Oh, I see now. You pushed me to use the orbital net specifically so I'd find his office, didn't you? Bingo. If it matters, we hadn't seen each other since we first met for a request 5 years ago. He wasn't even aware that I had come to Calvard as a foreign exchange student. It doesn't matter, of course, but then why did you take his arm like that? To see your reaction. I can't believe you.
But really, I like hearing how you got to know him. He must have been so kind to you back then, huh?
How did you know?
Well, because you introduced me to him. You're always looking out for us, Ren.
So I know you would never steer any of us in the direction of someone you didn't truly trust.
Well, okay, you got me there. He was very kind, yeah. The one who gave me the push to go from being Kitty to who I am today.
Oh, we're getting more backstory and I love it.
He had just started out as a Spriggan, and he wasn't the most sensitive or competent. But he stayed with me, struggled with me, and showed me a path to the people I love most in this world.
Wow, I had no idea. I guess Van's always been Van.
I can't wait to see if she finds out that Ren was actually an enforcer. No matter how much she matures and grows up, there will always be a part of her that stays the same. She always loves to tease her friends. That is amazing. It's the one trait that they kept consistent. Van was the reason we got the "caught you" line. It makes sense now.
So after you met him, you were able to reunite with your loved ones?
That's right, and they're why I'm here now. They're the ones who encouraged me to study abroad, so it's thanks to them that I was able to meet all of you.
Van probably knew. He probably did. That line gets you every time, Blunt. It gets me. Like, I bawled when that line come up.
And through some twist of fate, I accepted the position of student council president and am now heading up this little trip. You really never know where fate will take you.
Tell me about it.
Does he still obsess over sweets, by the way? I also remember him going on and on about cars.
Oh boy. If anything, he's an even bigger fiend about them than he was before. At least, according to someone who knows him much better than I do, he is.
Ah, the resident Daybreak. Seems like they have quite the sordid relationship. Just what exactly is going on between them? I know you've got to be curious.
Not at all. Though, I, might have a small idea.
Crap. It'd be weird if we woke up now. Plus, I want to hear more of what Ren has to say. Kinda seems like Agnes needs a little boost from us, so we better do what we can to be there for her.
What's up, Fifth? Have I heard back from Nisa yet? Finally got back to me, agreed to refund shipping costs. That's good. Let me have a look and see. No, I haven't. They were supposed to get back to me last week. Or earlier this week.
I still refuse to acknowledge that guy and his operation as legitimate. But since we're going to the same place, I'm happy to keep an eye on her as her friend.
Congrats, Cardboard. Now you need to start 9. Or, yeah.
Our next stop is Basel, Provence de Auge, the terminus of this express line. Please ensure you have all your belongings with you when disembarking the train.
Oh.
Finally.
We're getting close.
Nice.
That's the exit right there.
Definitely will start 9. I just need to process what happened in 8. What a game. I'm looking forward to it. October 23rd. Oh, we're actually going to see the 24th then. That's my birthday. My birthday's in this game. So we're dealing with a large volume of support emails. So hopefully yours not that much farther down the list. I ended up ordering the games again on Amazon.
Oh, Van, just look at this.
What is up with this place? What a wild sight.
On the left is Newtown. Off to the right is the artisanal district.
Yeah. And up top is the Basel Institute of Science. We're gonna be going around till we hit the parking lot in front of Vern HQ. Time for us to have a chat with the CEO.
Cat. Amazing. I can't believe the city exists in the middle of a ravine. Vern HQ. I knew it was big, but seeing it up close is just redonkulous. I love that they uses these off top, like these different words. Oh, is that the Aerotram I spy with my little eye? Wow, those are markedly different from the trams in Heimdall. Yo, this place is legit. Mad respect. This looks like to be a showroom floor for cars. Sounds right up Van's alley. Alright everyone, let's get checked in at the hotel first. Once we drop off our bags, we can go pay the fine people of the Vern Company a visit. And of course they cross paths. Or almost cross paths. But that's why they call it a planned city. They developed the whole thing in big chunks. Whoa! The HQ is bigger than anything I've seen in the capital. Fitting for the Republic's largest private company. And I believe that hotel over there is where the students from Aramis are staying. Oh yeah, we're staying in different places. Of course. Yo, Van, we're in the artisanal district, right? Van? What's he looking at? Motor pavilion? Right. Should have figured he'd get sidetracked by big wheels. And he calls me a kid. Don't knock until you've tried it. Looks like a nice little place. I'll take you there later if you want. For now, though, let's get down to business. You just got here yourself? Nice. He's got a good eye. Small wonder that he's connected to the chief. At any rate, I need to focus on my work.